Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again and again.
They told us all to stay away. They told me this community wouldn't last. But who the hell are they? Because we are the Maggots. This is the MAGGCAST, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. Let's rock and roll. Let's get going. Get the hype meter to 150,000. Here we go. MAGGCAST is live. Let's do this. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, everyone. And welcome to MAGGCAST. We have some things to talk about tonight. And before we do any of that, I want to say hi to all the beautiful people in the chat. I see blue, I see green, I see gray, I see nothing but maggots, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm talking about right now. That's what we're doing here tonight. However, we got some things that are not going to be so good tonight, and let me tell you something. This whole Discord thing has got me in a bit of a tizzy, let me tell you. And you know why it's got me in a bit of a tizzy? Because this is step one, ladies and gentlemen. This is step one. Not step two. This is step one. And this is where things are going to get wild.
It's all part of the plan.
That's right. It's all part of the plan. Thank you, Joker. It's all part of the plan, ladies and gentlemen. It's all part of the corporate takeover. And we are the ones who are going to stop this from happening. Or at least we're going to try our goddamnedest. That's what we're going to do. This is the fight for Minas Tirith right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is the fight. This is the fight that we have to win. This is the fight that we have to take to them. We have to hit their wallets. We have to do it for Gondor. To hell with them. But either way,
there is a great disturbance in the force.
There is, and I'm not happy about
it.
That's right. Great disturbance, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to everybody out there. Colt Eats Wood is here. Yeah, of course we got fun speculation in the house. What's up? Everybody say hi to Mav. Go sub to his channel. He's a nice guy. I mean, he's a Dallas fan. Is not really a great thing, but I mean, not everybody can be perfect. Not everybody could be a Buffalo Bills fan, who should have been in the Super Bowl, by the way. Not those New England Patriots. Those limp noodles that showed up at the Super Bowl. What an absolute travesty of a Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. And disgusting display. Disgusting display. And what is his name? Drake May or whatever the hell his name is. Yeah. Did the guy even show up? He showed no emotion, no fire, no nothing. He was just kind of like, I guess I'm here. I guess I'm here. Oh, and let me just fall down again. Okay, I'm just gonna fall. Yeah. Oh, are they gonna sack me again? Oh, well, whatever, bro. I'm just gonna fall down. You know what I mean? That's exactly what it is. Sound the sirens, ladies and gentlemen, because that was an absolute joke. And it just shows you, listen, Patriots fans, listen, don't get mad at me, okay? My dad's a Patriots fan. But let me tell you something, all right? That's what an easy schedule gets you. And the one time that they faced an actual good team, like, for example, Buffalo crushed them. They crushed them. And that's what happens when you face a good team. They limped through the playoffs, absolute ridiculous. And then they just put on a pathetic display at the Super Bowl. Thank God I was drunk the entire time. Thank God. Because if it wasn't for that and like a bunch of my friends here and whatever, that would have been horrible. Because what we ended up doing, the game was there, but and I'm a huge football fan. You know what I mean? I watch every second of a football game, right? When it's Sunday during the season, 1 p.m. all the way till midnight, I am parked in front of that TV in one way or another watching all the games, right? All my favorite games of the day. I'm there. I'm invested for 11 hours every single Sunday. But that, I didn't even watch 3/4 of the game. It was, oh my God. And like I said, I just ended up yip-yapping with my friends and all that kind of stuff. But it is what it is. What the hell are you going to do, man? Either way, it's done for another year, and unfortunately, we got to wait all the way till September to get our football back. But hey, it is what it's going to be, man. And we got Top Gamer Pro, member for 5 months of this top-tier maggot. There he goes. A rare achievement for my dear friend, Top Gamer. How you doing, buddy? And he says, best dang community to be part of. Thank you, Mag. Well, thank you. Because there would be no community without you, my friend. Thank you so much, Top Gamer. You're an amazing human being, man.
Welcome to hell.
And then we got Cyber Gunter coming in, a member of 7 months. He also gets a rare achievement. Let's give it to him. And he says, much love to all gamers from across the world. Absolutely, bro. Because let me tell you something. If there's one thing that we should be united on, is that it's for our love of gaming. That's what I'm talking about. Our love of gaming should take us to those magical places and whatever else. And that's why I get so pissed off when people are fighting and arguing and all this kind of stuff on Twitter or YouTube, even YouTube or whatever, or TikTok or wherever the hell you are. And everybody's fighting and at each other's throats and just doing all this. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. And you know the thing is, let me tell you guys something. Let me tell you guys something. I see channels out there that sort of promote the negativity. Because hey, let's face it, guys, negativity sells, right? Why do you think you tune into the news and it's all death, politics, death. It's because the negativity sells. And people tune in because they get in their emotions and they get all wild and this and that. Like I said, whether it's politics, whether it's religion, whether it's whatever, right? It doesn't matter what it is. And it's just madness. And people keep doing that. And I'm like, listen, man, I'm not a kumbaya guy, okay? I am like in real life, whatever. And I am on YouTube. I mean, my real life is right here. What you guys see is exactly what I am in real life. And I'm not really a full, all-out kumbaya kind of guy. But I will tell you this. I'm pushing for happiness in this community because this is something that we love to do, right? This is something that we want to do. This is something that we want to continue to do and enjoy ourselves. You have a hard day at work or you're not getting along with your family or you have a fight with your wife or your kids are pissing you off or whatever the hell's going on in your life. And then you sit down and you're like, okay, let me just have a couple hours here. And you sit down, you put on a pair of headphones, and you sit in front of your TV or your monitor or whatever the hell you're playing on, and you turn that thing on, or whatever it is. I don't care what it is. Whatever game you're playing, and you just kind of get lost in it, man. You know what I mean? You get lost in that world, and then you feel calm. You know what I mean? And the happiness kind of creeps in and you're like, ooh, what's in that village? Let's go explore. You know what I mean? Or you're playing a scary game or whatever you're doing, man. And the thing is, at the end of the day, when you do all that stuff, you got to say to yourself, I love this. And why are people fighting and killing each other about it? It's so stupid. And death threats and this and that over video games. Like, are you that sad in your life that you can't take the thing that we're so passionate about and just enjoy it for what it is? Okay, you know what? Companies are going to put out shit games. That's just a reality. We know that. They're going to put out bad games. They're going to have, people are going to screw up. Whatever. We're going to report on negative things. That's just the way it's going to be. And if anybody comes at me, let me tell you something. Kumbaya ain't going to last very long. Just like Patrick Swayze said in Roadhouse, I'm nice till I'm not nice. So trust me. Just because I don't have my claws bared all the time doesn't mean I'm going to slash you into pieces if you come at me. Because then you're going to get the different mag, and that's the mag most people don't want. Yeah! Test me and see what happens. Don't forget, I've been working in restaurants for 30 years. One of the most dangerous businesses in the world. So trust me, man. We can hold our own. So CyberGunter, thank you for that. And right off of that, we got El Nini coming in, a member for 7 months. He's a magnificent maggot as well. He's going Silent Hill live stream announced for Friday. What the F? What are you talking about? I didn't know anything about it. The Souza, I said I did. Let me tell you something, Souza. He says, Mag, now that Colt's not here, Starfield sucks. I told him straight up I didn't like it. And I said it right on XNC last night. Listen, man, I told you, not every game is for everybody, and that game is not for me. I put in 5 hours into that, and I'm like, that's my max. But when they do this a big update thing, whatever the hell they're doing with all that, I will give it another shot. Okay, I'll give it another shot. I'll say, okay, you know what? Let me sit down. I'll start from the beginning. I won't carry my save over, whatever. I'm going to start from the beginning, and I'll give it another shot. And if it still doesn't connect with me, then that's it. That's the final nail. But I'll give it another shot after they do this, whatever the hell you want to call it, Starfield 2.0, that kind of stuff. I'm not going to be that one of that guys that's just going to completely condemn it right out of the gate and be like, no, I did. But I'm saying I'm not going to condemn it now. You know what I mean? So we shall see. But this Silent Hill live stream thing announced for Friday, I'm going to go check that out, man. I'm going to see what's going on because there's a lot of stuff going on Friday. By the way, if anybody's going to be hanging around, Friday Night Live is going to be a little different this week. I will be doing a co-live stream with Holly, better known as That Blue Number, ladies and gentlemen, and we will be playing on Friday the 13th. By the way, it releases that day. We will be playing Reanimal. That's right. You know what I mean? So we will be playing Reanimal this Friday, myself and Holly, That Blue Number. So she'll be on her channel, I'll be on my channel, and we're going to do this together. We're going to have a great time and have some fun doing that. So I'm really looking forward to that. So that'll be this Friday. But if there's a Silent Hill live stream, I'm going to have to find out when the hell that happens, because if that happens at earlier in the day, then I'll go right live on the air and do it again, man. We'll do it. But we'll see. As soon as the show's over, I'm going to research that El Nini and I'll check it out. Thank you very much, brother, for being a member for 7 months. And we got Grandpa Barbecue Game Cock coming in with an Australian 5. That's what we're talking about, mate. He goes, Mag, thank you so much, Grandpa Barbecue. And he says, Mag, have you ever watched Aussie Rules? Of course. No padding protection for our Warriors. Yeah, dude, my dad played Australian rules football. Don't forget, my dad grew up in Melbourne, right? So my dad lived the first 22 plus years of his life in Melbourne. He went to Xavier College. You know where Xavier College is, Grandpa Barbecue? I'm sure you guys, some of my Australian friends would know that. So, yeah. So, he went there and then whatever, man. So, yeah, it's all good. Now, before we get into the topics, we're going to get into some other... we got member chats going wild tonight. It's unbelievable. Emperor Hound, a member for 2 months. He says, hey, Mag, I got the PC built, working on the setup. Oh, dude, that's so awesome. And let me tell you something. Thank you very much for that. And what I want you to do is I want you to take pictures and send them to me because I want to see that, brother. Thank you for being here, Emperor Hound. Arrow Nation coming in, a member of 5 months. He is a top-tier maggot. He gets that rare achievement. Arrow Nation, how you doing, bud? He goes, don't forget to like and subscribe. Love this community, Mag. We got to get some Battlefield in soon. Absolutely, dude. You and I haven't played in a while. So we got to get back in there and start playing some games. I'm all excited for that. Thank you, Arrow Nation. And McLovin comes in. Look at these members. It's out of control tonight. It's out of control. A member for 4 months, and he drops another one. He says, Meat Market. Fantastic. The steak I ate stuffed me. Outstanding, McLovin. Thank you. Look at this. So lovely seeing all you lovely people here tonight. What a start to the show, folks. So what do you guys want to talk about first? This is why I don't do timestamps. You know why I don't do timestamps? Because I don't know what the hell I'm going to say next. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to go. You know what? I think let's start with the state of play. Okay, Magnum, you got to say something, eh?
Bloody frickin' dog!
Polly Baba, why do you have to say things like that? Why do you got to say things like that? Yeah, why do you got to say that? Polly Bob in the chat, he goes, I used to think Mag was a tool, but he's Canadian, so now I like... Oh, now you like me just because I'm Canadian, eh? Okay, all right, I see what's up. I see what's up.
Why do you say this to me? When you know I would kill you for it.
Yeah, that's right, Polly Bobby. You hear him? You hear what Zod had to say?
Why do you say this to me? When you know I will kill you for it.
I didn't say that. Zod said it. Blame him. Blame him. Okay, you know what? Hell with it. There's a reason why we're going to start with the Discord stuff. There's a reason why I'm going to start with the Discord stuff. And I'll tell you why right now. The reason we're going to start with the Discord is because the maniac himself... 78 Inc. comes in and drops 10 gifted members to the chat. Unbelievable, dude. 78 Inc. on fire tonight. 10 gifted members. You get a rare achievement, my friend. Let's go. Woo! That's what I'm talking about, baby. Let's go. We're going to do it for Gondor. For Gondor. Thank you, 78 Inc. You're absolutely amazing, brother. Unbelievable support, man. You guys bring a tear to my eye. And look at all these beautiful people in there. And I see one of those channel members is now Fun Speculations. You know what that means, ladies and gentlemen? It sounds like Mav is going to have to be here every week now. He's forced to, even if he doesn't like it. Even if he doesn't like it. And even if I say negative things about Starfield, he's going to have to sit here and listen to it. Because guess what? He's a maggot now.
Get in there and fight, maggot.
That's right. And for all the new channel members who are just join the channel, courtesy of 78 Inc., make sure you thank him in the chat. And on top of that...
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
Welcome to hell, maggots. You're all part of the posse now. And just like Madonna, I got a big posse.
Welcome to hell.
I can't believe I just said that. But I did. I said it anyway. Now, here's where we're going to talk about... Hey, Danny, how you doing, bud? Here's where we're going to talk about Discord. Because 78 Inc. just gifted 10 members. And part of that membership, you get access to our members-only Discord, of course, which is a wonderful community. It's been absolutely on fire. And we've had Kit, we've had Aero Nation, and my administrators, and everything else. It's been absolutely unbelievable. Okay, what they've been doing and working on that entire Discord and the community we've built from there.
Welcome to hell.
However, oh, by the way, I'm also doing a cooking video this week, folks. I will be filming on hopefully Thursday, maybe Thursday night, and I might be able to release the video by Friday. That will be for channel members exclusively, and it will be about Valentine's Day. So if anybody has any thoughts, because I know some people reach out to me and they go, Meg, what do I do for Valentine's Day? And I'm like, I need your help. You know, you've been a chef for 30 years and this and that. And I said, don't worry, guys, I got you. So I will be doing a Munching with Meg special Valentine's edition. Hopefully, I can get it out by Friday morning. So we're going to do all that, and it's going to be about Valentine's Day. So, gentlemen, if you're cooking for your ladies at home, I will try to make it as simple as humanly possible. It ain't that hard, guys. It ain't that hard. All you got to do is just put a little focus into it. You'll be just fine. So I will be doing that. So channel members, you guys get that exclusively on the Friday morning before anybody else gets to see it. Now, back to the Discord situation. This is where everything is going to start going wrong. Because, no offense to anybody, but it started in the UK with that clown that got there and whatever. And then Australia with the social media thing. Now, I understand the intentions are good. At least on the surface, the intentions are good. The problem is, I don't believe their intentions. I do not believe it. I think they're lying to us.
There is a great disturbance in the force.
You know what I mean?
I have felt it.
Exactly.
It's all part of the plan.
That's right. It's all part of the plan. I don't believe them. I don't trust them. And what they've been doing with our information, these data centers and everything else, whether it's, whatever, pick a corporation out of a hat, they're all doing it. What are they doing with our information? They're selling it to third-party vendors without telling us. Or maybe if they are telling us, so to speak, telling us, it's in the smallest of the smallest of the smallest of the smallest of the smallest print and the very bottom. Like, you know when you scroll down on that shit and then you get all the way to the bottom, okay? And then it says accept, whatever, and nobody reads it. Everybody just goes, they just scroll right to the bottom and they click accept. Somewhere in that mess, they probably have a little blurb that says, oh, and by the way, we're selling your shit to a third-party company. You know what I mean? It's just like they're like so small or whatever. It's like Microsoft when they do their 3 a.m. tweets. It's like, oh, by the way, Game Pass went up. You know what I mean? And it's like they're trying to hide it, you know? Or Disney's like, oh, by the way, we fired Bob Chapek, at like 2 a.m. on a Sunday after an Elton John concert. You know what I mean? It's like that kind of stuff. It's like, okay, I get it. But here's the thing. What happened in the UK, what happened in Australia by, doing the age verification. So if anybody doesn't understand or know what's going on, they have this age verification situation. And what happens is if you're under the age of 18, what they do is that you are forced to supply a facial scan recognition, whatever, so you stick your stupid face on the thing, or my stupid face. You guys all have beautiful faces. I have a stupid face. So I have to put my stupid face there, and then they scan my face. Right? And then they could judge my age from that. Or you have to give them a scan of your government-issued ID, whether it's your driver's license, whether that's a passport. These are the problems I'm having with all this. The problems I'm having with all this is because now you're no longer... Now, the government, you can say whatever you want about the government. The government already has that information, okay? When you renew your license and they take your picture and all that shit, do you think that they just erase it and you're just anonymous like John Connor and like Terminator, you're living off the grid? No. When you stand there at the post and like, okay, don't smile, and you're standing there to, you're doing your passport picture and all that stuff, you're immediately registered in a database with the government. They got you. That's just the way it's going to be. There's nothing we can do about that. I don't really have a problem with that. I have a problem with it, like fundamentally, but there's really nothing I can do about it, right? However, here's the biggest problem. The biggest problem is that now corporations who have no fucking reason to be getting all that information are getting it, and I don't trust them with the information because you know why? They're taking that information and they're selling it to third-party vendors so that they can make money off of it. They get money off of that. These third-party vendor gets it. They get access to it, and then it can be compromised. And if you don't believe me, it's happened time and time and time and time again where they get compromised. And what does that bring on? Identity theft. That brings on other issues like fraud. Right? And if look what happened just, what was it, 6 months ago? Do you guys remember? It was like 6 months ago, something like that. By the way, new channel members, Great Wall has put the Discord link in the chat right there. So you can click on that and you will automatically be brought into the community. So you're welcome. So, that being the case, look what happened about, I think it was 6 months ago. And what happened was about 70,000 people, IDs and stuff like that, were compromised. They sold to a third-party advertising firm, whatever the frig. And you know what ended up happening? There it is. Got hacked. And then from hacking, what does that do? They hold them for ransom. Not us, but I mean like our IDs. They're like, hey, Discord, by the way, we just compromised 70,000. Pay us whatever. Pay us $500,000 in Bitcoin. Otherwise, we're going to do this, that, and the other. They could do that. Or then that's when it starts getting onto the dark web. I know this sounds like very Alex Jonesy. You know, they're making the frogs gay. But seriously. Then it gets into the dark web. Your face. Your digital scan of your face gets in the dark web. And believe me, the dark web exists. Been there. Not a pretty place. I'll never go there again, right? Your government information is all there. Your full name, your address, your postal code, plus your face, right? You start getting identity theft getting in there and all that kind of stuff. They start making credit cards. They start buying houses and cars with it or whatever. And all of a sudden someone comes to you and be like, hey, did you buy 3 houses in San Antonio? Right? Or it's like, hey, did you buy 2 Toyotas in Mumbai? Like, you know what I mean? Whatever, this kind of stuff, it happens. And trust me, it's happened to me already. My wife with PayPal, as a matter of fact. That was, I think, 5 years ago, something like that. Hacked. And what did they do? Got into our accounts, our actual bank accounts, the whole 9 yards, wiped us out of everything we owned. Swear to God. It took months and months and months to get all our shit back. And this is the slippery slope. This is what happens. And then when more and more of them come on board, this is where I'm having this issue. It's not so much an issue of verifying age. It's just the way that they're doing it. Now, they always like to mask these things by saying, well, it's for the children. We're doing it for the children. You know, the children. Get the fuck out of here with that. You're using that as a mask for doing what you're really doing, which is nefarious business practices in order to make more money. You don't care about our IDs. You don't care about any of that stuff. Now, Discord did say, and I still don't believe them. I don't care what anybody says. Discord says, oh, well, as soon as we get that information, we erase it instantly. We delete it immediately. How am I supposed to trust you with that information? What do you mean? Oh, okay, Discord, cool. Just because you said it, I'm instantly just going to be totally fine. Oh, that's like a trust me, bro. It's like, don't worry, trust me, bro. We erase it immediately. Do I have proof of that? I don't have proof of that because as soon as I send it to you, it is now officially in your hands and I have zero control with that situation. It is not a situation I want to be in. And this is where it starts because it starts with them. Microsoft started doing it with Xbox in the UK, right? Now, here's the thing. That this makes me laugh. This is something I want to talk about. This makes me laugh my ass off. LMFAO, okay? What's funny about it is that they did this age verification thing, whatever, on the Xbox for like social features. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if I remember reading into this. They did it for like social features like party chats, friend invites, all that kind of stuff and whatever else. And then you have to verify your age if you want to be in certain communities and all that kind of stuff. However, I couldn't find any information. And like I said, chat, tell me if I'm wrong. I couldn't find any information about if that stops you from playing M-rated games. Because as it stood, I couldn't see it. right? And as a result of me not seeing it, that means that they're like, well, we can't do that. Because Microsoft and Activision damn well know that a lot of their players, never mind like us in our 40s and 50s and 30s, whatever. How many kids are out there playing Warzone? How many kids are out there playing Call of Duty, right? 13, 14. My son's 13. All his friends and everybody else, they've discovered Call of Duty now. They've kind of dumped the whole Roblox Fortnite thing, right? Now they're all on Call of Duty and Battlefield, okay? Because they're maturing a little bit, right? They want to do some different things. God forbid you lock them out, right? Because you don't want to lose your player count, which is already bad as it is. At least with this latest entry, with Black Ops 7, it's already bad as it is, right? And not selling very well. Can you imagine cutting off people under the age of 18? Are you out of your mind? Imagine GTA 6. Think about this. I know that there's going to be obviously a lot of adults out there that are going to be playing GTA 6. Tens of millions, right? Tens of millions. How many people under the age of 18 are going to be playing GTA 6? A lot. You know why? Just go to YouTube and watch all the GTA Online streams and channels where they have the gameplay videos and all that stuff. They're all kids. They're all kids. This is an M-rated game. They know. And see, this is where the scumbaggery comes into play, is because they know damn well that if they cut off people from 18 or whatever from playing M-rated games, see, they do it for the social settings to protect the children. You know what I mean?
Yeah!
But they won't cut them off from M-rated games because that's going to hurt their bottom line, right? Fuck, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here with your bullshit. I am so sick of these people. I'm so sick of it. It's so transparent. How do people believe? See, this is what I don't understand, man. This is like what blows my mind. How do people believe them? It's so obvious what they're doing. You don't have to be an economic analyst. You don't have to be a financial, professional. You don't have to trade stocks all day to know what's going on. You don't even have to work in a corporate setting. It's so obvious what they're doing, and they're doing it in front of your face, and all you need is even half a brain cell. Think about how many brain cells I have killed drinking over the last 30 years in like the restaurants and the parties and all this and that or whatever, and I could still figure it out. And if I can, anybody can. And this is what I'm talking about. This is where I have a problem with this, because now they're starting to overreach. I'm going to continue this thought in just a moment as I gather more thoughts, because I have more to say about this. But we're going to catch up with this chat right now because we got all kinds of super chats coming in like madmen and mad women. So let's get into it. We got Glinzer coming in, dropping a $2 super chat. Thank you, my friend. And he says for $2 he goes, I hear Game Pass in UK going to need a facial scan. Oh, yeah, well, they're going to get a facial for me, yeah. Is that true, Glinzer? I'm going to look into that too, dude.
I'm gonna come.
That's right. I'm coming to defend the good people of the world from these scumbags. Thank you, Glinzer. I appreciate you, brother. And hot off the heels of that, we got McLovin coming in. He drops a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, McLovin. Thank you so much. And he says, no one should trust Discord intentions ever. They have been through multiple data breaches that have released IDs. If they go through with this, they are going through with this. They said it. They said effective next month. That'll be my next thought. If they go through with this and force it, I'm leaving Discord. Let's fucking go. It's okay, McLovin. I understood what you said. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat, brother. I appreciate you. And hot off the heels of that, we got the OA! Hey, oh, hey! He drops a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. And he says, Mag, leave Discord to me. The second I upload my eccentric and baroque beauty for facial recognition, their servers are going to implode like a tinfoil submarine sightseeing the Titanic. Let's go, OA! I'm counting on you, brother. You gotta destroy this situation. Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate all of you guys and all the super chats and all the support. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Thank you, OA. And we got Highlander Grimm, a member of 4 months, coming in. Thank you so much, Highlander Grimm. And he says, what's up, Mag? Let's go Dodgers 3 in a row.
The meatloaf! Fuck!
Never gonna happen. You know why? because the Blue Jays are going to rise to the top. Yeah.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
That's right. You want to hear Macho Man one more time?
It's all part of the plan.
That's right.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
The Blue Jays are winning the World Series next year. They should have won last year. But thank you, Highlander, for being a member of Four Men's Men. I appreciate you, brother. Dova saying, I think the drinking killed your hair follicles, not your brain cells. You know what's actually funny about that? Like, so I have two brothers, right? One is, well, I'm 50. My brother's 49. That means my dad did the old back-to-back, pow, pow. You know, so I'm I'm 50. My brother's 49. The cream always rises to the top, Cap. Oh yeah. I don't even need a soundboard for that. I sound just like him. That's from years of smoking too. That'll help. You know what I mean? You want a Macho Man voice? You gotta smoke a lot, yeah. And then you gotta get the fingers rolling like this, yeah. And then get the intention and going down. That's what I'm talking about, Mean Gene. So yeah, you gotta do that.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
All right. So back to the situation. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. KLZ. How you doing, bud? So here's, like I said, this is the slippery slope that I'm talking about that I'm not happy about. Is that it's not going to stop here. Okay. By the way, did anybody confirm if it actually is indeed that you're still allowed... Yeah, exactly. See, D's in the house. What's up, D? And he says, oh, GTA 6 is M. Yeah, rated M. I'd love to see age verification versus GTA 6. Exactly. But can anybody confirm that? Because I looked everywhere, and I couldn't find anything about it, about this age verification with Xbox in the UK, where they said... where like it basically like cut off social features, like I said, party invites, chat, friend invites, all that kind of stuff, unless you were over the age of 18. But does it stop you from playing M-rated games? That's what I want to know. And I scoured the internet, and I even went on Reddit, everything, and I couldn't find an answer. So my assumption, and this is just an assumption, my assumption is that you still can play M-rated games, which would actually fall directly in line with the scumbaggery and the skullduggery of these companies, because that just shows how transparent they are. If that is indeed the case, it shows how transparent that they are, that they're actually not there to help the children. They don't give a fuck about your children. They give a shit about their money, and they want their money. And that's where I get so upset about it. You got 3 minutes of playtime, yeah. So, you know what I mean? That's that, like, if that is indeed the case, which, like I said, it seems to be the case, then you can see exactly what they're doing. They don't care about your kids. They care about the money, and they're using it as a front. And what do you think? What do you think? Microsoft is not doing it? Like, Sony and Nintendo are not doing it yet, but, like, I've seen many articles where they're like, well, Sony and Nintendo will eventually fall into line and start doing this too. I don't know, man. Because you know what? Let me tell you something. Sony and Nintendo have a very long history of letting Microsoft step in the dog shit first and see where it goes. They're just like, oh, let Microsoft do it. Like, let's see what happens to him. And they're like, oh, he's doing it. Oh, shit, he fell. Okay, never mind. We're not going to do that. Right? They do that a lot. They're like, no, go ahead, Xbox. You guys go first. Like when they do like E3s and like, no, go first. It's fine. Go first. Because then they can react, right? They can react to the situation. If there tends to be like a large pushback, let's say, from the community, then Sony's not stupid. They're going to go back, and Nintendo, they're going to go back, okay, listen, man, they're getting a lot of pushback. We don't need this negative PR. Let them take the heat. We're not doing this. So as it stands right now, then that's the case. There you go. Okay, Ghostbusters, thank you very much. He says, yes, in UK, you could still play M-rated games, Mag. Thank you very much. Then you know what? There it is. There it is, folks. I had to do a victory lap of the arcade. I did a victory lap of the arcade because you know why? Because I can smell these monsters from a mile away. I can smell them from a mile away. They're so obvious. What they're doing. You know what I mean? It just shows you that they don't care about you. If they cared about your children, they wouldn't allow you to play games where you could cut somebody's head off and blood spraying all over the place and shooting innocent people in GTA 6 walking down the street or whatever the hell you do, running over pedestrians and this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? Clubbing hookers over the head and then stealing their cash or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If they really cared about your children, they wouldn't let you do any of that. No, Pico Trek, I'm not shorter. The camera has a different view than the other camera, right? I look like George Costanza. I better not. Dude, I work out a lot. I'm exactly 199 pounds of pure muscle. If George Costanza looks like that, I'm wearing PJs, okay? I'm wearing an Xbox shirt tonight, funny enough. Look at this. It's an Xbox shirt that they gave to me. Phil Spencer drove to my house and put it on my front lawn, just like, like an Amazon delivery guy. Yeah, he did that. No, but Xbox did send me this shirt a while ago, like years ago. See it? It says eat, sleep, Xbox, repeat. So it was actually pretty... Dova, I'm working... I'm not going to get 0% body fat, but I'm working on getting under 10% body fat. That's what I'm working on right now. That's the goal. I mean, it's not easy to do at 50. Let me tell you something, dude. But I'm trying. So the thing is, 1%, it's happening now with just like Microsoft in the UK. And of course, now Discord is trying to do this thing. Now, not trying. They said they're doing it. They're saying effective next month, this is the policy. Now, the other thing is that the CEO and even the, what the hell they call it, the community, like a community manager or whatever, talked about it and said, well, we're actually expecting a lot of people to leave. And that's what made me laugh. They said, we expect a lot of people to leave or whatever else. It says, but we're going to try different things to get them back. And I'm like, so you know that you're doing something that is so stupid, and you know people are going to leave, and then you openly said it. She openly said it in an interview. I read it earlier today. And she said, well, we're going to do some things and add some features to get people back. You know what would get people back? Sorry, I can't hear you. Let me put my ear to the microphone. I can't hear you. You know what will get people back that leave? Get rid of the stupid fucking idea. How about that? Why don't you get rid of the stupid idea? How about you don't implement it at all and just leave it alone? You have 220, on average, 220 million people per month pass through Discord. Okay? 220 million people per month go through Discord or utilize Discord in one way or another. Right? And that's going to be a serious problem. You start losing people. You're not going to lose a small amount of people. You're going to lose a lot of people. I'm telling you that right now because a lot of people are not going to be down with all of this jazz. And I can tell you who's definitely not going to be down with it. Some other countries have different stances on things. UK, Australia doing their thing or whatever. I don't know how much pushback they did over there because I don't live there. But I do, I have my finger on the pulse of a lot of these countries. Canada, forget it. Canada will just bend over and take it because that's what they do. Not me, not this Canadian, but a lot of them do. But, a subsect is starting to grow in Canada, starting to fight back. Thank God, finally. But I'll tell you who will not accept it. I'm telling you this right now. The United States of America, let me tell you something about those people. They don't mess around, okay? If they feel that there's any kind of, threat to their privacy or to their democracy or to any forms of freedom whatsoever or any of that kind of stuff, they push back hard. And y'all know Americans. There's a lot of Americans in this chat right now. Americans do not play games with that stuff. So you start farting, and I would imagine, obviously Discord is global, especially with 220 million people, but I would imagine a lot of people are using Discord are in the United States. You piss them off, you see what happens when you piss off Americans. Not a good move. Not a good move. And this is not a political thing. I just mean the American people. They're not going to stand for it. I'm telling you right now. It's going to be, there you go. Okay, Jay Slayer, all right, he already installed Discord as we speak. Now, the thing is that with a situation like this, what are they going to offer you? What are they going to offer you? This is like when Xbox did the Game Pass hike. They're like, oh, well, yeah, it's going up to $30. We're not giving you, well, we'll give you some old Ubisoft games and some, what? We'll give you the Fortnite pass that, what? Nobody asked for those things. Nobody asked for those things. So guess what happens when they do their financial report? Services went down 5%. Is that a surprise? No. Is it a major problem? Not really. They're still doing fine. 5% loss, whatever. They can recover from that. Xbox can recover from a 5% loss. What they can't recover from, that's a conversation for another day, is the hardware loss at 32%, of course, year over year, getting worse and worse as time goes on. That's insurmountable. But that's a whole conversation for another day. We're not here to talk about that just yet. But this situation, 5% can easily be fixed, right? That fluctuates with time. But what's sad is that 5% drop happened during the holidays. So the fact that you raise the price, I'm not getting into a Game Pass conversation. I'm trying to compare it to this Discord thing. And just ride with me for a minute. Hear me out. They raised the price and they gave you things that nobody actually asked for. So people just walked away and didn't bother. And they're like, well, I'm not interested in this. Why don't you just keep it at $25 or whatever, or sorry, $20, whatever the hell it is that you guys are paying in the U.S. or we're paying in the U.S. And they're like, just leave it there. We were fine with it there, and we didn't want all this other stuff or whatever. But they use it as a mask to like try and get the people to be like, oh, well, you give me this extra stuff even though I didn't ask for it, but it kind of feels like a better deal, so therefore I'm going to stay or whatever, right? And Discord is trying to do the same thing. This is why I brought up that situation. I'm bringing it up because Discord is doing the exact same thing. The lady literally said it. I can't remember her name, and I don't really care to know it. I don't really care to know it because I already don't like her. Because the arrogance of her statement was unreal. Her arrogance said it right there that they just don't care. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. These corporations don't care. The only way you can hurt them is financially, and that's when they make moves. You have to do it, make such a big move and such a big financial hit against these clowns, and not just Discord, all of them. You have to hold them accountable for this stuff and say, listen, man, I'm paying for your shit. You want to have your $7 million salary? Then you're gonna give me what I want. Otherwise, we walk. Right? All these CEOs of like all these big, huge corporations. You want that money? You can get that money if you give me what I want. Otherwise, we walk. What do you think is happening at Marvel? Same deal. Marvel failed for 5 straight years, losing money nonstop. Disney Plus losing money, losing tons of subscribers. The movies in the movie theaters all bombed. And don't tell me anything otherwise. Deadpool and Wolverine is a Fox movie. It was produced by Fox and then released by Disney just because they owned them. Right? The Spider-Man movies are Sony films, but the Marvel, like in-house made Marvel productions, films, and TV shows, all bombed. And why do you think they're going for the gigantic Drake May Hail Mary with Doomsday? All right, fuck it, bring everybody back. We got to get these people back because they know their wallets got hurt. Their wallets got hurt bad. The hundreds and hundreds of millions, if not into the billions of dollars they have lost over the last 5 years with some of their shows and the movies are, like the Marvels, for example, lost $200 million in the box office because of their budgets and everything else. Never mind the TV shows and all the other stuff, right? Now they're doing the giant Hail Mary to bring those people back. So instead of driving everybody away because you're trying to push whatever you're trying to push, and then you're trying to get all the people back, why don't you just keep giving the people what they want? And now Discord is doing this entire situation. And she openly said it. We're going to lose a lot of people, but we're going to add some features and stuff in the future to get those people back. That's not how it works, sister. Such an arrogant statement. Such an arrogant statement. I was so pissed when I read it. That's why I don't even give a shit what her name is. And I'm like, whatever, sister. You'll be fired anyway, eventually. Because then all of a sudden they're going to be losing a lot of money and they'd be like, yeah, this is not working out. We're going to go back in a different direction. But the thing is, we have to stop this stuff now. And this is why it's so important. That's why I'm putting so much importance on the situation, is because we have to nip it in the bud while we have the chance. Because if you don't do it while we have the chance, then they're going to keep doing it. And I said that in my video earlier, by the way. I did the video about the Discord thing earlier today. Thank you for everybody who came to check it out. So what I said was, in the video, I said, this is a classic example of give them an inch, take a mile. Because if Discord, now the UK is doing their thing, Australia is doing their thing with their social media stuff, Xbox is doing it in the UK as well, right? When they start to push that stuff elsewhere, and then the other companies, and now the Discord thing, if the Discord thing is successful for them, now that's going to embolden, and this is where I get pissed off, it's going to embolden these other companies to do exactly the same thing. Because they're going to go, okay, well, Xbox is doing all right in UK with that. Nobody really bitched and seems to be working. Okay, cool. UK and Australia doing their thing with social media seems to be working out. Okay, I guess we can get away with that. Discord just did their thing. How did it go? And they're going to check all those numbers. You don't think they got guys watching this very closely with a gigantic, oversized microscope, magnifying glass, like a Sherlock Holmes? They're staring at this situation, watching it very closely. Why? Because they want to see the reaction from the people. And this is where we have to act. Because if we don't act, they're going to run wild with it. Hulkamania is going to run wild. Okay? If it fails for Discord, and it's a catastrophic failure for them, all these other companies are going to go, fuck it. They're going to be like, let's put it on the back burner. Maybe we can approach it in a different way some other time or whatever. But wow, that was bad. Right? But if you don't do that, these other companies are going to go, oh, well, they did it. Let's do it too. And then the cascade is going to happen. The avalanche can't be stopped. It's like trying to punch a tidal wave with your fist. It will be impossible. And this is why it's a situation that we need to deal with now, today. There's my rant.
All part of the plan.
It's all part of the plan. You know what I mean? Let's catch up with some super chats, and then I got one more thing I want to talk about this situation. Then we're going to move on to another subject. We're going to talk about some Xbox hardware in a moment, and then we're going to end the show with State of Play, because we got a lot of stuff to cover there. And then, of course, if there's anything you guys want to talk about, you know. Fuzzy Tomato, he says they're doing it to comply with these new laws. The new laws are not here, dude. So why is Discord doing it globally? It's not everywhere. That's the problem. UK and Australia, sure. But you don't think that they're actually doing this in order to get this everywhere? They're trying to make this global. That's exactly what it is. And why? So they have every single company, every single corporation is going to have your face, your ID, your address, everything, and they'll be able to watch and watch everything you do. And of course, like I said, sell it to irresponsible third-party advertisers who don't have the security and the know-how to be able to utilize these things and whatever. Even though Discord has openly said that they're not going to, they're going to delete it as soon as they get it. Bullshit. I don't believe him for 1 second. Selden, how you doing, man? He says, why did Cold Eastwood, why did he block me after calling him too old to be in a console war? I was going to say, you're going to have to ask him yourself. Ask him on XNC. He'll talk to you. But I'll bring it up, Selden. Don't worry. And let's catch up with some super chats right now, ladies and gentlemen. We got Neil Gashwa. Unbelievable. Thank you so much. And actually, he does a couple of things tonight. So he gets a rare achievement, ladies and gentlemen. Neil Gushwa, a member for 2 months of a top-tier maggot. Thank you so much, my friend. He says, can't wait to see the member count at the end of the year. Growing fast. Love this show. Thank you so much, Neil Gushwa. Your support is greatly appreciated, man. I can't do any of this without you. And hot off the heels of that, this man comes flying in again. Oh, let's go, Neil Gushwa, with a $10 super chat. And he says, it's insane at the money thrown this day and age. Yes, it is, my friend. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Thank you so much, Neil, for the member chat. And, of course, the super chat. I appreciate you greatly. And Grandpa Barbecue Game Cat, another 5 Australian didgeridoos, ladies and gentlemen. And he says this. Thank you, Grandpa Barbecue. I hope Australia's treating you well, my friend. It's really hot there today, I heard. He says it's ultimately designed to shut down social discourse and influence.
There is great disturbance in the force.
I have felt it.
Exactly. Grandpa Barbecue, you are 1,000% correct, buddy. Hey, Salza, how you doing, bud? 1,000% correct. It's ultimate. I'm going to read that again because I think everybody needs to hear that again. It's ultimately designed to shut down social discourse and influence. There you go. Seth Monsters comes in with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Seth Monsters. And he says, so what do we do as a community? Wait and see? Make a change? This is what we're going to talk about as soon as I catch up with some more of these super chats. And then we're going to get into that conversation, and then we're going to have a meeting about it. I think next week sometime we're going to have a channel member meeting here on the channel. Like kind of like a podcast, but not really a podcast. And we're going to do that, and we're going to talk about it. And then we're going to decide what we're going to do from there. However, we're going to get into that in just a minute. So, Seth, hang on to that thought. We'll get into it in just a minute, brother. And McLovin comes in with another $2 super chat. Thank you so much, brother. And he goes, well, there he goes. And he says, for $2, he goes, so we taking the community to another place. That's what we're going to discuss right now. And Names Dinky gets the rare achievement, ladies and gentlemen. He has upgraded his membership to a top-tier maggot. Let's go. Whenever we do, thank you so much, Names Dinky. You're awesome, man. Thank you for the support. Love you guys. And listen, man, we're going to do some multiplayer games in a couple of weeks. I'm going to do some bonus streams on top of the Resident Evil streams that I will be doing during when Resident Evil Requiem drops. And yeah, we're going to do some multiplayer madness, man. We're going to do some multiplayer, we're going to do some channel member multiplayer. So top tier maggots get first choice as always, and then all the other maggots are all in there too. Y'all need to get in there. Hey, what's up, Muhammad? How you doing, bud? We're all going to get in there, and we're going to play some multiplayer games, because it's been a while since we did all that, because there's been a lot of great games I've been streaming lately, so it's been great, but we need to get to some more multiplayer stuff and get the community, having some fun together, so we're going to do some of that. Thank you so much, Names Dinky, and thank you, everybody, for the super chats. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate all you. Oh, Muhammad, we'll get in that in a minute. So here's the thing. Next week, I will figure out what day works best, and maybe next Wednesday. If there's not anything crazy going on, we'll do like a 40-minute meeting. Channel members, I will post it up there, and we're gonna have to discuss about what, maybe take a vote or a poll or anything like that as the date approaches, assuming that they continue to carry on with this. I don't know how this is going to play out because all the media news articles today are shredding the hell out of this Discord situation. So they're all over it. The people are all over it. Reddit's on fire. Twitter's doing their thing. And so there's a lot of pushback from it. So if they decide to continue on with it, we're going to have to make a decision and say, because I know that, listen, it's only fair for a lot of people, if you want to be a channel member on this channel, and we have a lot of channel members here. We have a lot of channel members. And as a result of that, I think that in a very democratic way, we're going to have to figure out and decide what we're going to do about this situation. Right? Because if people are not comfortable giving their IDs, their government IDs or facial scans to Discord, that's not fair to them either. We have to respect those people. There will be people who are fine with it and whatever. I'm not going to demonize anybody. If you're fine with it, you're fine with it. I'm not. But whatever you do, like yourself, that will be respected. You know how it is here on this channel. We don't mess around with that stuff. I respect everything that people do, unless you're hurting somebody and you're hurting kids. Those are the two things. No, you know. But we don't do that here. It's a gaming channel, and we don't talk about that kind of stuff. But either way, the thing is that we're going to have to talk about this democratically with all the channel members and say, hey, and that's why I want everybody to show up to this thing. That is not a moneymaker show. That's not no super chat, none of that bullshit. We're not doing any of that stuff. Okay, we're there to talk, and we're there. It's like I said, it's going to be a members-only chat. We're going to talk about it, decide the future and what we want to do with it. I'll take a poll, and then from there, we're going to have to look into it and see what people are thinking. Because if people are not comfortable with that, we have to respect that too. And it's I have to look at that and say that's not fair for other channel members who are, you know what I mean, want to be a part of a community. It wouldn't be fair to them either. So if anybody has any suggestions, start thinking about it, hang on to them, brainstorm what you guys want to do in the future. If we decide to stay with Discord, if we decide to leave, I don't really know. So we'll figure it all out. And then, I don't know, maybe we'll see what Discord does. We still have a month away before any of this happens. So, but we will discuss it preliminary next week, maybe next Wednesday. I will put up a post and let everybody know exactly when I have some time that we could sit down for about 40 minutes or so and discuss this entire situation. So, yeah, spare eyebrows. So, yeah. He comes in, the finely aged gamer guy. Yeah, thanks, buddy. Okay, so spare eyebrows, I'll give you the 30-second update. So what happened is this. What it is that allegedly, not allegedly, they're saying it, but they're saying that next month that Discord will be Oh, that's the other thing. So what they're going to do is the standard whatever is going to be teens. Right? So they're gonna assume you're a teenager right away, so you have access to only teenager level stuff on Discord. If you want to do adult stuff, so to speak, I don't know what the hell adult means. Then you'll have to scan your face or you have to provide them and scan your government ID with your real name, your phone number, your address, or not your phone number, but your address, your postal code, the whole 9 yards, and then they now have a copy of your government ID on them. I don't like that. The government, there's nothing you can do about the government. They already have that shit. I already said that at the beginning of the show. Like when you go get your driver's license renewed, you don't think the government already has a database of all your stuff? They know what you're doing. When you go to the airport and you give them your passport, why do you think they scan your passport? They scan your passport, literally all the shit that you've ever done, if you've done anything, or you haven't done whatever, it just shows up right there. They know everything about you. There's nothing you can do about the government stuff, okay? So that's that. We're not talking about the government stuff. My issue is with a private corporation or public corporation, and then these third-party advertisers getting our information from these companies in what I consider to be a nefarious manner, and that's what I have the situation I have the problem with, because then a lot of them are irresponsible. They do not have the security, and guess what happens? Look what happened to Discord 6 months ago. They got breached, 70,000 people, their information got out there, turns into identity theft, turns into all kinds of bad stuff. Okay? And that's the problem I have with all that. They should not have all that information on us. It's bullshit. Like when I order something from Amazon, they have my address and they have my name, right? They have my credit card number. They don't have anything else. They don't have my government ID. They don't have my face. They don't have any of that stuff. I just have my account. I buy my shit. The guy drops it off at the door and that's it. I bought this new camera like last week or whatever, right? The one my brother let me borrow, I gave it back to him, and I bought this one. And same one, by the way. The camera is a Sony A6400, like Ultra or something, whatever, right? I ordered the camera, back to the door. That's it. But they don't have my personal information. They just have my name.
And fight, maggot.
You know what I'm saying? They got my name, they got my address, and they got my credit card. Any of those things I could cancel my credit card at any time. I just call the bank and be like, "Yep, they messed up. Someone stole my card. All these charges are not me." And the bank will go, "No problem." And then they send all those charges back to them. They cancel the credit card and they give me a new one in 2 days. No big deal, right? That's not a big deal. Those things are protected. The problem is this other situation, and I don't want them to have it. You know what I mean? So anyways, we will discuss this next week as we have some time to marinate on the situation. We will talk about it. We'll think about it. And then I want to hear from you guys what you guys think about it. And I mean, I know you guys are saying it in the chat or whatever. Yeah, that's right, Spare Eyebrows. I love it. Spare Eyebrows says, "I'll scan my nuts." Exactly.
The meatloaf! Fuck!
Exactly. And McLovin upgrades membership to Magtastic Maggots. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you so much, McLovin. You're amazing, brother. Thank you guys for all the support tonight. You're amazing. And by the way, I keep getting these little notifications in my ear. I don't know if you guys can hear them, but the Get In Here and Fight Maggot, this one.
Fight, maggot.
Every time you hear that, that means a new person just subbed to the channel. So that's amazing. So thank you for whoever that was, the mystery person who just subbed to the channel. I get those notifications in my ears. King Scotto! He says, "Why does Cold Eastwood sound like an Xbox ad?" Could it be his voice? He's just got that voice, you know what I mean?
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
Colt is very passionate about Xbox. And he loves it. He loves it. He's loved it since day one, and he loves it. Well, actually, he wasn't really there day one, because I think there was a little period in there where he was like in college and just getting his life started with his wife and all that stuff. And so I don't think he was gaming a lot during that time. I know he's talked about that before. And then he got into it. And he loves Xbox, man. It's totally cool, man. Magnum, you have to call it a pony cam? Is it my fault Sony makes the best cameras? Look at this thing. Look at the picture difference. Don't do it, by the way. I'm really embarrassed. I almost feel like I want to erase like all my old videos. I went back and I watched a MAGGCAST from like 3 weeks ago, and I went, huh! I'm like, how the hell did people watch me on like a TV? I looked terrible. And I don't mean my face, which is, you know, gorgeous, obviously. You know what I mean? Look at his face. Iron Storm, how you doing, buddy? You're wicked hot. How are you? Ghost Fixter. How you doing, bud? Pushing Polygons in the house. How you doing, bud? It took forever YouTube to let me know you had your own channel, though I have been following console news for a good minute. Well, Ghost Fixer, welcome to the channel. Everybody welcome him. Welcome him. Welcome to the chat, buddy. And, of course,
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
Welcome to hell, baby. You're part of this posse now. So, anyways, yeah, like I said, Colt is passionate about Xbox, man. He loves it. He loves it. Let him. Doesn't bother me. Me and my pony camera will be just fine over here, Magnum. Yeah, like I said, dude, it's not my fault Sony makes the best cameras. They really do. Now, you could make an argument for some of there's a couple of other cameras out there that they say a little bit more, whatever. There's a camera above this camera, like, there's one level above it, but it's for, like, ridiculous professionals. And I was like, when I saw the price of that, I was like, take it easy, bro. Like, I look at my brother's like, well, there's another camera out there. There's another Sony. I think it's called like a Sony A7 something or other. I can't remember the exact name. And my brother's like, because my brother's a music producer, videographer, does all that kind of stuff. And he's the one who guided me towards this camera. And he's like, this is like better than, like I would say, what he said, he goes, this is better than 99.99% of any cameras anybody's using on YouTube right now. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, I would want that because it's a future-proof thing, right? It's not something that I'm going to have to worry about in like 5 years. You know what I mean? And he's like, yeah, no. It's he goes, that's a good one. He goes, now there's one above, but that's like really reserved for like super professionals. He goes, but I can almost guarantee nobody on YouTube uses that camera. And I'm like, okay, what is it? Just out of curiosity. He goes, oh, it's this one here. And I looked at it, and guys, are you kidding me? It was like $3,000 plus tax.
Yeah!
And I'm like, dude, ain't nobody spending A7V. There it goes. That's the one. And I'm like, $3,000 plus tax. I'm like, dude, that's like $3,500 for a camera. I'm like, I can't think of any YouTuber out there that's using an A7 for YouTube. Not a chance. Unless they're like monstrously huge, like Mr. Beast or something. But like, who the hell's spending that kind of money? Just, that's crazy talk. Crazy talk, I tells you. Okay, guys, so there it is. We talked about the Discord thing. You know my feelings on it. We'll have a discussion about it. I know your feelings on it for a lot of people. And then we will discuss it further next week. And then we'll see how the next month plays out, man. But like I said, I'd like to tail end this whole thing with, I think we need to really sit down and like start reevaluating our relationships with these corporations, because their overreach now is starting to get to a boiling point, and it's only just beginning. This AI thing that's a whole other situation, by the way. Sorry, there's one more thing we're going to talk about with this. There's another situation with this Discord where they're like, oh well, we have this AI program, and what this AI program is going to do. Age inference model, it's called. Sorry, I had to look it up because I couldn't remember the name. Age inference model. So what it is, it's an AI program that's going to go through your posts and the things you talk about or whatever else, and it's going to decide, not a human being, a fucking machine, a program is going to decide based on what you talk about and what you're doing and this and that or whatever, that you're over the age of 18. Who are you? Who are you to decide based on my post? And they're like, oh, but here's the other part. Then they said, oh, but it won't go through your private messages. I'm like, oh yeah? What would stop them? Because you know how AI works, right? AI gets to the point where it gets dangerous. Where it'll say, well, I looked through all this stuff, but he also has a bunch of private messages. I'm going to just go in there. I'm going to backdoor my way through there and see what he's saying there, and then, be able to have a better understanding of who this person is or whatever, right? Don't think they aren't doing that. They will do that. And they're like, oh, no, they won't touch your private stuff. Bullshit. We've even heard about situations that are supposed to be encrypted end-to-end with WhatsApp. And then, lo and behold, find out that they're able to go through our private messages and our conversations. How would this be any different? This is the stuff that we need to really sit down and really think hard about it, because like I said, this is step one. This is step one. I know Ono It's Alex did a video this morning about the same thing, and he said the exact same thing. He said this is step one. This is the first step, because once they if they succeed in doing this and it actually works out for them, the rest of these scumbags are all going to come flying in, and they're all going to start doing the same thing, and then we're toast. Because then you won't be able to do a goddamn thing. You won't be able to do any of the things we love to do. We love to, doom scroll on Instagram. We like to go on Twitter. We like to go on PlayStation Network, Xbox Live. I'll just call it Xbox Live. You know what I mean? Online or whatever else, Nintendo, all that kind of stuff, and all the stuff, Discord, all the stuff that we like to do, we're not going to be able to do it. We will be able to do it, but we'll do it at a cost, and it's not a cost I'm willing to pay for right now. And so the thing is, if we stop this when we have the chance to stop this, that is when we need to act now, not tomorrow. Apollo Creed said it, there is no tomorrow. We have to act now, because if you hurt them bad enough, then the other companies are going to back off. And then maybe it's inevitable. Maybe it's something we can't fight, everybody. But maybe we can slow it down, because the amount of money they're pouring into all this AI, with this tens of billions, hundreds of billions of dollars they're pouring into this AI, they are trying to fast track the fuck out of this. How it's messing up our algorithms on YouTube, how it's messing up people's channels. My video got 400 views today. Normally I get 1,000, 2,000 views, whatever. I got a 400. And my subscriber count, by the way, has been stuck for like a week and a half now. The same number. Once again, the AI algorithm is fucking me. But it'll fix itself eventually once it kind of, whatever. But it doesn't matter. The point is they're putting all this into it. And you think that if they're going to spend and invest hundreds of billions of dollars in this product, in these programs, that they're just going to say, oh, well, let them do what they want? No, they're spending all this money for multiple reasons. To fire a lot of people so they can make even more money. And then on top of that, they can fast track being able to control every single person in this world. I'm telling you right now, that's exactly what they're doing. They're making the frogs gay. Yeah, I sound like Alex Jones, but the problem is, I'm telling the truth. This is exactly what's happening. They want full control of everything. Everybody thinks the governments control the countries. No, they don't. Corporations call all the shots. And it's only going to get worse. But anyways. Kidarachi TV in the chat. Hey, buddy. And he says, tell you what's inevitable. A data breach. Don't use your ID to verify your age, guys. Thank you. And by the way, I want to say hello to everybody else in the chat that I didn't get a chance to say hello to yet. Boom Chow says, best rant ever. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, Ion Storm. Hey, Ion Storm, how you doing? Yeah, he said the same. Oh, yeah, he goes, you have to verify Xbox in the UK. Yes, you do. We talked about that earlier in the show. By the way, Ion Storm, I saw your thumbnail for your live stream today. Beautiful thumbnail. Mwah. Chef's kiss. It was very nice. It caught my eye, like, you know what I mean, like when I went onto YouTube or whatever. I couldn't watch it obviously because I'm not home when you're live, but beautiful thumbnail. So good work. That's how you do it, man. You gotta, you have to have an attractive thumbnail. Some of my thumbnails don't hit, man. It's just the way it's gonna be, because like sometimes you're just like, you know what? There's really nothing I could do with this, but there's other ones that are really great, right? And so whatever. But anyways. So we're going to have a very brief conversation now before we get into the Sony State of Play stuff. We're going to talk about the Xbox hardware thing again. And only because, and it's not a rehash of the same topic. We talked about it last night briefly, I did with Colt. But there's other stuff that I was going to talk about. This rumor, and I want to know what you guys think about it. There's this rumor out there that there might be even more Xbox hardware coming out this year. An OEM, which is a third-party company doing more Xbox hardware, sort of similar to like a Steam box or that kind of thing or whatever. I'm not really sure about all this. I haven't really heard anything about all this. The only thing I've heard about is the 2027 Project Magnus, right? Which I know about. And that will not be delayed. I don't know. All these articles keep saying, oh, it's going to be delayed. Oh, it's not delayed. Oh, it's going to be delayed. It's not. I'm telling you right now. From the horses' mouths, okay? The guys who are at the top of the food chain are telling me it's not going to be delayed. And if they're telling me, I mean, things can always change, obviously, but if they're telling me, like, come on. You know what I mean? These are like C-suite level guys saying this kind of stuff. All right, we find out about this stuff and like, yeah, okay, so that's what we're talking about. So they're saying that the Project Mag, obviously, is not going to be delayed. However, there's this talk about this other hardware that's supposed to come out this year, and I'm like, why? The series consoles that people have or whatever, and the PCs and everybody who's already playing on them, are they really going to, my questions, I have a lot of questions about this. I have a lot of questions about this because that's the kind of thing where I'm like, if people know that a new console, and albeit a very expensive one, is going to come out in 2027, and if you do plan on buying it, which to be fair, I don't think a lot of people will because it's going to be very expensive. And like I said, I know a lot of people are going to be like, I'm getting it. But then all of a sudden, when you see that sticker shock and you're sitting there going, holy fuck. It's like, this is like double my mortgage payment. You know what I mean? That's going to be a problem. That's a lot of explaining to the wife. You know what I'm saying? But we'll get to that when we get to that. I mean, we'll wait till next year and see what all happens. But from what I understand, it's going to be very expensive. And it's not even just being hinted at. I know the guys who actually gave the projection, told them the projected price points to the executives, right, of what it's going to cost. The retail cost, excuse me, not their cost, the retail cost, right? So yeah. And if anybody doesn't know, it's between $1,200 and $1,500 US. That's the projected price range that they have given the executives over at Microsoft. So anyway, we'll see if that changes over time. It might be more, might be less, but we shall see. But that's what's projected right now. But anyways, we're not here to talk about Magnus. We're here to talk about the possibility of a third-party hardware coming out this year, and my questions as to why and who's going to buy it, especially knowing that there's another one on the horizon. It almost seems like, to me, this is just my feeling. My feeling is this, is that oversaturating the market with hardware is not really, like I said it last night with Colt. I said, it seems like they're just throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks. And I mean, but why are they doing it? Especially knowing that another one's coming a year later. And I'm just thinking to myself, if this is indeed the case, yeah, Ghostbusters, you know what the thing is? People buy phones over £1,000 every year. I wouldn't say every year. I mean, there's some people that do that, but how many people are actually doing that? Maybe 5%, maybe even less, like 2% are buying a £1,000 phone every year. Probably less than 5% are doing that. I would think the majority of the people that are out there are doing subsidized cell phones that they get every couple of years, right? Like this phone here, I got the S24 Ultra, right? I just pay the same that I pay every month. I pay $100 a month, Canadian. Pay $100 a month. I get unlimited data, unlimited whatever, unlimited all that kind of shit, whatever. And I get my phone, and that's all there is to it. And in 2 years, I take this phone, I give it back to Bell, and then Bell gives me the new one, which is going to be whatever, an S25, S26, whatever the hell the new one is at that time. And literally, it doesn't change anything. I just keep paying $100 a month, and that's all there is to it. And then I get this and all the other deals and whatever else. And of course, my wife gets her phone with that as well. So there it is, right? Most people are doing it that way. But a cell phone is a lot different than a console. Because a cell phone you require for almost everything these days. Like, for example, when I want to go see the Blue Jay game, I want to go see a concert, they don't give you tickets anymore. Your cell phone is the ticket now. Like, you just go in and you scan your phone, right? Because they don't give you physical tickets anymore. It's all these online things, with the little moving bar with the, like they give you like the barcode, and then it's constantly moving or whatever, so it can't be duplicated. And they're all on cell phones. I have never seen, when I go to big shows or concerts or sporting events, they have the big scanners right in front, and literally you just watch. Everybody just scans their phone and move on. You need your phone. You need your phone for many things, for work, for calling, whatever. You don't need a console. That's what I'm trying to get at, Ghostbusters. Is that you don't need a console. That's a luxury item. A cell phone these days is 100% something you require. And most people, I would say 95% or above, are not paying upfront for those phones. A lot of them, like I said, are subsidized through their cell phone provider services or the cable services, whatever, right? And so you're paying it that way, and then that's rolled into the services that they give you for that phone. But either way, doesn't matter. I get your point, though. Oh, dude, Ghostbusters, don't even get me started. You know how many times I was sitting there? I went to Game 7, by the way, like I was here in Toronto. I was very lucky enough to get to go see Game 7 of the American League Championship Series of the Blue Jays and the Seattle Mariners. And I got to go there to Game 7. And I said to my brother, he's the one who had the tickets, and he was supposed to go with his son, my nephew, but he got sick, unfortunately. So my brother called me the day before. And he's like, dude, Game 7? I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. And the Jays won with a 3-run homer, by the way. It was wild. But anyways, the point is that I said to him when we were lining up, like trying to get in the stadium, right? 50,000, 55,000 people trying to get in the stadium. And I said, what if the cell phone what if the network went down? Because like it's got like this little like stand with like the green thing on it, like the green scanny thing, and you just go beep and you walk in. I go, what happens if Bell just shits the bed? Or Rogers shits the bed, or whatever. Something happens and the cell phone signals are down, or internet goes out or something like that. I'm like, you got 55,000 people standing outside the stadium and nobody has a tangible piece of paper that's saying, here's my ticket to get into the stadium. How, like, what would you do in that situation? And I did bring that up. You know what I mean? Anyway, sorry, that was a side note. Sorry, we got off a little bit of a tangent there. There you go, Lav. Same thing. I buy a phone every 3 to 4 years, subsidized through your provider. Yeah. McLovin is saying we had 118 people watching and 56 likes. What? Why don't we have 118 likes? What the hell's going on? You don't like me? Like, come on. Let's go.
Bloody frickin' dog!
Let's go. Anyways, back to this Xbox hardware. Let's talk about it. So now that there's this rumor coming out that there may be some kind of a third-party OEM box coming out this year, and I'm racking my brains trying to figure out why. And I'm like, why would they do this? I mean, they got the 2027 thing going on. I mean, customers are going to be confused. They're going to be like, wait a minute, is this the new Xbox? Is there a next Xbox? Is there a next Xbox next year? Like, what the fuck is going on? And the only thing I could come to the only conclusion I could come to, excuse me, let me reiterate my words here. The only conclusion I could come to is that they're going to try and stave people off from buying the Steam machine. That's it. That's the only thing I can think of. Is that the Steam machine, supposedly, which was supposed to launch in March, still no price, still no release date, still no Half-Life 3, don't know what the hell's going on. And all I can think is that they're going to release later in the year, right? Presumably. And I'm thinking that Microsoft, their competition now is no longer Sony. Sony's in the stratosphere of doing their own thing. They've shot to the moon, and you think they're doing well now? I already said this like literally for the last 2 years. I'm like, you think they're doing well now? You wait until Wolverine, Modern Warfare 4, and GTA 6 drop in the same fall. I know Modern Warfare 4 is owned by Microsoft, but that doesn't nobody gives a shit anymore. That's publishing we're talking about. Now we're talking about sales and whatever. You think they're doing well now? And also, by the way, they secured a lot. I'm not allowed. I've been forbidden from talking about it, but whatever. I'm going to say this in a very roundabout way, is that they will, their prices are secure well into 2027. There will be no price hikes on the Sony hardware. And I'm not allowed to say why. He won't let me. He won't let me tell you why. Because if I tell you the specifics, it's going to out him, and that's going to be a problem for him, and I understand that. But I could say in a very roundabout way that they have secured their prices for minimum the next year, if not throughout the rest of this generation. But like I said, I can't say why. When he gives me the green light, I will tell you why and what they did. And it'll make a lot more sense then. Okay? So this is not some like weird like fanboy nonsense. I'm just saying, oh, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Trust me, when I tell you why, you'll be like, oh, that makes a lot of, okay, cool. That makes a lot of sense. You'll understand why. But they're putting priority on the PlayStation, whatever. Like I said, you think they're doing well now, you wait till the end of next year. Switch, also going to do very well. You know why? Because, they're doing all the third-party stuff. They just had the showcase, the Nintendo Direct and all that and whatever. And they're going to start bringing in more people on the third-party hardware. Third-party software is going to be going there. A lot of more people are going to pick up that Switch. Because it's certainly a lot cheaper than like a Steam Deck or a ROG Xbox Ally or just a ROG Ally, right? All those other handhelds. Like, I mean, you can get a Switch for a lot cheaper. Maybe the Steam Deck is probably around the same price now, but those other ones are much more expensive. You'll be able to play all those third-party games there. Requiem, Pragmata. I heard that they delayed Starfield, or at least they put it on hold, maybe indefinitely. We don't know, but there's a bunch of other, you get all those Bethesda games are going into the Switch as well. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. What I'm talking about is that Sony's off in the stratosphere doing their own thing. Nintendo is doing their own thing. They're trying to build up this generation to be as successful as the last. I don't think it will be at the beginning. I think it'll be a slow burn for Nintendo and then whatever. But Microsoft is at a point now where their new competition is no longer Sony and no longer Nintendo. I'm telling you this right now. And I want you to let me know if you agree or disagree with me. Please let me know. We're here for open conversation. I think that Microsoft has shifted focus, that Steam is now their competition. That's just what I'm thinking. I might be way off base. And if I'm off base, write it in the chat. Even if you're not even in the chat right now and you're just lurking in the background, say, Mag, you're a fraud. Write it in the chat. I will take it. I will take the damn knee. But before I do that, I got to do something very special for a very special friend and a very special maggot out there. He's going to get every single thing on this soundboard right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got the one, the only Boom Chow comes in and he drops a $50 super chat. What a bum, baby. And you even got a rare achievement out of that. Thank you, Boom Chow. You are absolutely amazing, brother. And look at all the love you're getting in the chat from everybody. And Boom Chow for $50. Let's do it again. There you go, Boom Chow. A hell of a maggot out there. Thank you so much, Boom Chow. You are an amazing human being, brother. And he says, for $50, he says, for the Mad Dog Mag. Dog, love your show. Thank you so much. Love you. I love you, and I love you, and I love you. And you get a car. You're breathtaking. Thank you, Boom Chow. I appreciate you, man. That's absolutely amazing. So generous. And you know what? Like I said before, guys, all this fancy stuff that we get here, it's not because I'm in some weird privileged situation. I am not. Every single penny that gets sent to this channel, and this is not some kind of like one of those things like, for $2 a month, you can help feed Mag. No. Everything that gets sent to this channel gets utilized to go back into this channel. Because I don't think people realize to put on an actual production, a good one, with good cameras, good picture, good sound, good everything, good lighting, all this other stuff, multiple monitors, all this shit. This shit costs a lot of fucking money. All the programs, the subscriptions, to Streamlabs, all this other stuff. It costs a lot of money. So all the money that comes in here, I don't sit there and pocket and go, honey, let's run off to Mexico. We're out of here. You know what I mean?
Do not come.
You know what I mean?
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Daniel McCarthy says, Mag, you're a frog. Thank you so much, Boom Chow. And yes, all that money goes directly back in this channel. How do you think I paid for this camera? This camera came from your generosity, and that's why now you get to see a much more beautiful Mag instead of a weird max headroom, webcam Mag doing this. And with the, you know what I mean? Now you get this. And that's all from you guys. So thank you so much. Absolutely amazing. Thank you again, Boom Chow. And we got Tony Centennial has become a channel member. And so, Tony Centennial, let me tell you something, brother. Now that you are a maggot, thank you for becoming a magnificent maggot. And as a result of that, you get this because it's tradition.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker! Get in there, fight, maggot!
Thank you so much, Tony Centennial. Amazing. And we got Cypher coming in, and he's dropping a £1. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, the British pound is the only proper currency in the world. He drops a £1 super chat and says nothing. Anyways. Hey, Noof Nukeum's in the house. There's my brother right there. Oh, we got to say something for Noof. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Noof Nuke is saying something funny.
Lordy frickin' dog!
There you go. How you doing, Noof? Everybody say hi to Noof, buddy. Tony Centennial, thank you, Mag. Of course, man. You're part of the posse now. Okay, so. Why, you guys don't like my Pride Cup? Listen, man. This cup is gigantic, okay? And I fill it up with ice and water because it lasts for the whole show. Because I don't want to sit there and go back with this stupid little bottle of water and be like back and forth trying to like refill it or get another one or whatever, and I have to constantly leave. I'd rather just have the big bottle sitting right, or the big glass right here, sit right here. It just so happens to have a rainbow on it. And I sip my water out of it. So there you go. You know what I mean? Anyways, let's get back to this conversation about this Xbox situation. My guess, and this is just a guess. Like I said, I haven't seen anybody in the chat say anything. Cypher is saying, what up, my lovely brother? You are the legend we need in these times like these. Thank you so much. I'm here for you guys, man. I'm here for you guys. So here's the, and of course I'm going to tell the truth. Fuck these guys, man. I'm not gonna kiss any of their asses. And be like, oh Mag, you better be nice, otherwise they won't send you review codes. You know what? Here's your review codes. I don't want them. I don't want them ever. And if I get to like 100,000 subs or 200,000 subs or 1 million subs or whatever the hell I end up with, God willing 1 million, but we'll see how it all goes. I don't want a single thing from any of you. Nothing. Nothing. I don't want nothing from you. I don't want loot bags. When I go to Summer Games Fest, which I'm going to start doing maybe this year. God, I mean, I'm really, really trying, guys. I'm really trying to get there this year. But if I can't, if I can't get this year 100% next year, whatever. Summer Games Fest, I'm not, they come up with me and they're like, here, wear this. Get out of here with that. I'm here to see your games, produce games because I'm paying good money for this stuff. Dance. You work for me, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to represent the people, the hardworking people, the people that are out there working their asses off every day and give their hard-earned money, not just to me, but also to this hobby of ours. These games ain't cheap, man. This hardware ain't cheap. So you better produce. You can't just take our money and run and give us slop. It's not gonna fly anymore. Because now it's so expensive that we're gonna have to get picky and choosy, right? You can't just go out there and buy every game like we used to. In the Xbox 360 days, I remember I used to go, for anybody who knows what Boxing Day is, I know Canada has it, I know in the UK they have it, Boxing Day is the day after Christmas, right? And it's kind of like the Canadian and UK version of Black Friday. And so like they have all the stores are open and they basically get rid of all their stock that were left over from Christmas and they sell it for cheap, right? I used to go to, in those days it was called EB Games, which is now called GameStop. I used to go in there. When I had the Xbox 360 and the PS3, I used to go in there and buy 8, 9, sometimes 10 games on Boxing Day. No problem. And I'd walk out and it was so excited. I was more excited for Boxing Day than I was for Christmas. Because Christmas, I never got games. Maybe I got like maybe 1 game, maybe 2 games. Maybe none. Most of the time, none. And I would go to EB Games, which is now GameStop, and I used to walk out with a stack. Because remember, it was all physical in those days, right? I used to walk out with a huge stack of games because it was cheap, right? So all the games you didn't buy in the fall or whatever, you can get them all for 50% off or buy one, get one free or buy 2, get one free or whatever the hell it is. And I would do all that shit and I'd walk out with 8 to 10 games. You can't do that now. That's $1,000 here. And they never give deals anymore. So like, you know what I mean? When it comes down to all that stuff, maybe I am the guy that you guys need. Because I'm going to tell them right to their face. I'm saying, listen, man, you got to produce. You got to give us quality games. Otherwise, we ain't buying them. We're no longer going to accept your slop. It's like a bunch of pigs lining up at the trough. And then eventually the pigs kick the trough over and go, give us some good food. We're not eating this shit anymore. We're done being your drones. Fuck you guys, man. That's the way I think about it. Fuck them. Sorry about that. I had to go on that rant. Hey, Boxing Day is in Australia is when we fight kangaroos. Of course, Magnum. I want you to film that, by the way. So anyways, what do you guys think about this idea that I have that if, and it's a huge if, okay? It's a huge if. Microsoft releases some OEM hardware this year, whatever. Not made by them, but made by some third-party company, whatever. And if it indeed happens, this is a lot of ifs, okay? If it indeed happens, then do you guys feel that maybe it's to keep people away from the Steam box? Because I kind of think it is. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's to keep people away from the Steam box, because if more people adopt the Steam box, they're less likely to pick up a Magnus next year. Because they're like, well, I just bought this thing, and I can access all kinds of stuff from here. I can access Xbox games here, PlayStation games here. I'll buy it delayed PlayStation games, but still, there's a shitload of PlayStation games available on Steam, and third-party games and Steam games all in this one box. They'd be like, what am I going to buy this Magnus for? I just bought this. And even if it costs you $800, let's say $750, $800, they're still not going to sit there and double dip on hardware if that little box does all of that. So this is what I'm thinking, man. I'm thinking that maybe this thing is indeed real. Maybe this thing is indeed real, that maybe Microsoft is going to release some kind of hardware to kind of stave people away from the Steam box. Because if more people adopt that Steam box, even less people are going to adopt that Magnus. And it's not about a power thing. It's not about any of that thing. And that's the thing that we all have to sit and really, really think about and talk about, is that when it comes down to it, a lot of this doesn't have to do with what it's capable of doing. We also have to think about price. Because if you let's just say for argument's sake, you buy a Steam box in the fall, right? And it's $800, okay? $800 US. Are you going to be able to buy a $1,200, $1,500 Xbox that does almost the same thing the next year? That's well over $2,000 US in 1 year. And that doesn't even include if you're into other shit like PlayStation, like, PlayStation 6 or something like that. Let's just say for those two items right there, that's a lot of money. So I think that once people have that hardware, they're like, you know what, I'm actually good with this. I'm fine with this. And I think Microsoft knows that. And I think that's why they're going to try and have something that will take a little bit of the attention away from the Steam box. Funky Playbox brings up a good point. He says there's no Windows on a Steam box. That's another huge bonus. Because I know I'm not a PC player, guys. Y'all know this, okay? But I have spoken to like an infinite amount of PC players who all not hate, but like they really don't like Windows, right? As an operating system for their gaming. So that being the case, this might be a situation, man. Ghostbusters is going to wait for PS6? Yeah, why not? Colin Prime is saying it's all about power for him. And that's cool too, brother. That's totally cool. I know, there's lots of guys out there who got those 5090s out there, and they're the power guys. They're all into that, and they'll spend the money for it, and then the performance and all that stuff. So there you go. Colin Prime will most likely skip. My guess is, I'm just guessing, Colin, my guess is that you're going to skip the Steam box and wait for the Magnus, and that's totally cool too. That's totally cool. Whatever makes you happy at the end of the day, brother. That's what it's all about, right? But anyways, that's my thought. I thought, Scott Gamer Dude, how you doing, bud? And he said the same. He goes, I really don't enjoy the Windows experience. Yeah, a lot of people don't. There's a lot of pushback on it. Now, I remember when Sarah Bond talked about it late last year, late 2025, when she was saying that a lot of their focus going forward is going to be on improving the Windows experience, because obviously they know, they're not stupid. They know that people are not happy with the experience that Windows is giving them, right? So they're trying to improve it tenfold. And we shall see how that all goes down, because, as it stands right now, Magnus is not projected to release for at least another, 22 months from now? Give or take? 21 months from now, whatever. Like, let's say, for argument's sake, usually they release around November with new hardware. Let's say November 2027. That's 21, 22 months from now, whatever, right? There you go. Cameron in the chat saying something very interesting. He says, I'm skipping the Steam box since there's a high chance it can't run most anti-cheat games. Yes, good point. I have heard that as well, my friend. Yes, thank you, Cameron. That's a very good point. Cypher's going for a 5060. All right, cool. And that's, by the way, that's the other thing. What's funny is, everybody has all these choices, and what I don't like is that when people shit on other people's choices of what they decide to do. And that's why this is such a, this is why the kind of community I like to create is that we're all, You know what I mean? Where like whatever you decide to buy, no one's gonna vilify you for that. You know what I mean? No one's gonna vilify you for that. Not here. I mean, people do it elsewhere. That they can do whatever they want. But like right here, there's people who are going to be waiting for the Magnus. Great. There's people who are going to buy the Steam box. Great. There are people who are upgrading their PCs. Great. Like Cypher, for example, with a 5060. Now, that's the other thing. You got a 5000 series PC, or you're going to get one or whatever. You don't need a Magnus. You already have one. I already said that. I said that to Colt last night. And I said, Colt, I know he's got like a 4080 Super or whatever. But I'm like, listen, man, you upgrade that thing once, you've already got a Magnus in your house. Why would you buy another one? You already got it right there. You can access your Xbox. You get your Game Pass. You get your third-party games. You get your Steam games, and you get your PlayStation games. I mean, delayed PlayStation games, but still, you get a selection of PlayStation games. Therefore, you got a Magnus right there in your house. You just got to upgrade one thing. Maybe go to a 5000 series graphics card or whatever. I don't know how powerful this Magnus is going to be. I'm not a tech guy. You want to go to Digital Foundry and let those fucking guys put you to sleep. And the hardware is going to be very powerful. And he pulls out a 5-iron as he's approaching the 7th tee. He's about 160 yards out. And we're going to see, it's a wonderful drive. Great shot. He's just yards from the hole. Just yards from the hole. Wonderful work. It sounds like they're like calling like a golf match at like the Masters or something. I'm like, oh my God, guys. Plus, I don't know. Lunchy Sky, hey, how you doing, bud? And he says something interesting. He says the Steam machine about to flop. It's about to be like 20 million PC owners that buy a console for GTA. Watch. You know what? I wouldn't doubt that they're gonna have a situation for that. Big Boy Barry says I got a PS5 for that. Golf Cerny. Yeah, I know. Kenny Powers is in the chat. He goes, I'm going to install Steam OS on the Magnus. There you go. Because the rumor is that you'll be able to do that on your Magnus, and that's totally great. Or you can also buy, so now, like I'm saying, you could buy a PC, you could buy a Magnus, you could buy a Steam box, you could buy if they release a third-party OEM this year, go ahead. Buy all that stuff. You want to buy a PS6? Go ahead. PS6 is going to be, actually, in a lot of ways, only because of the first-party Sony stuff, is that's actually the only one that has like a game release advantage over actually all of those. Because you'll be getting Xbox games day one, third-party games day one. The only thing you won't get is Steam games. But, I mean, I don't know how many Steam games are out there that are really must-buys that people are like going crazy over that you can't get everywhere else. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass, but I don't know. We'll see. But you can get third-party games day one. You get Xbox games day one. You get PlayStation games day one on a PS6 or a PS5. You're doing that. You can do that right now. Whereas on a Magnus or a Steam box or a PC, you can get all of those things. The only thing you don't get is you're not going to get the PlayStation games day one or ever, depending on what they decide to port. And my understanding from people I've talked to at Sony is saying that they're actually not as enthused. I know you guys saw those numbers. They're like, oh, yeah, they're going to keep doing this. They're going to keep doing that. Actually, they're not impressed with the numbers. And their focus on moving games to PC has actually slowed down. Now, the only difference between the two is that you can get Steam games day one. But how many Steam games out there are like system sellers? Really? Think about it. I can't think of one. Maybe Half-Life 3, if it decides to launch, that might be a system seller for... If the game ends up being like absolutely amazing, that could be a system seller for people who want to buy a Steam box or go to a PC. Maybe that. But like system selling Steam games, I haven't really heard of that many. I mean, name them in the chat. Name some in the chat. DJ Marshman is right. Sony misses nothing. No, exactly. So you have but anyways, you make the decisions you want to make as a consumer. It's your money, and you decide what you want to do and how you want to do it, and that's totally cool. But you know what? Lunchy Sky brought up a really good point. Is that I think the big, throwing the wrench into the clockworks there, so to speak, is going to be GTA 6. That's gonna mess up a lot of things going into the fall, because now you're gonna have people are gonna be like, I really want to play this game, and I don't know how long it's gonna be before a PC launches or whatever. I'm sure they'll talk about it like closer to the release date and they say, hey, it's going to be 6 months or it might be a year or whatever. But there's a lot of people who are not going to wait. And so people will buy or already have supplemental hardware to be able to do all that. But I would imagine, first of all, I know that Sony has the marketing rights. I already know that. And Sony also has bundle rights as well. I'm not saying Xbox doesn't. I don't know what Xbox's deal is with Rockstar. They may have bundle deals as well, right? But I know the one that I know that Sony has one because I know about that, their deal. I knew about that a couple years ago. So that being the case, and that's another reason why that they made their moves I'm not allowed to talk about, and that's why they're going to be able to keep the prices exactly the same and not actually charge more because of Rampocalypse or whatever, right? So, yeah, as a result of that, you might sell a shitload more PlayStations and people might actually hold off on a third-party Microsoft OEM, or they might hold off on a Steam box or a Steam machine, right? So it's going to be a very interesting year. So I'm excited for all this because it's going to be very interesting to see where this all goes. And how this is all going to play out. I'm totally fine, and I'm totally happy with what I got. I got my Xbox Series X over there. I got a Series S on the shelf below. Over here, I got a PS5 Pro. Upstairs, I got the Switch 2. And I got a capable PC, but I don't use it for gaming. Right? I only use it. The reason why I have a higher powered PC is because I use it because I need the horsepower to run this channel, to be able to do live streaming and everything in quality. Because if you want to do it with quality, you need some, serious horsepower, and you need a major internet, which I have both of, right? So I needed that in order to run this channel. I don't use it for gaming, but either way, I'm set for hardware, and I'm actually even good till next year. Like, I don't even give a shit if they don't, if for whatever reason, which it's not, but if they were to delay anything out of 27, it wouldn't affect me at all. I'm happy with the hardware I got. Between Xbox, Nintendo, and PlayStation, I got everything I need for all my needs. Like, for example, Forza Horizon 6 is not coming to PlayStation day one, so I'm not buying it for the PS5. I'm playing it on Xbox. I'll be playing it on Xbox because I get the access to it there. And then if something comes out on PlayStation I can't get on Xbox, well, guess what? I play it on my PlayStation or Nintendo or whatever. So we'll see. But it'll be very interesting to see how the rest of this year plays out. That's what I'm excited to see. And we got Scott Gamer Dude coming in. Thank you so much, Scott Gamer Dude. And he drops a $10 super chat. Thank you, brother. He gets a rare achievement for that. And then he says, for $10 US, he says, I recently picked up the PlayStation 5 and Switch 2 and have a Legion Go and put Steam on it. I have a laptop with a 3050 Ti band and have a Series X. Listen to this guy.
PlayStation.
Sorry, you got a PlayStation 1 too because you bought a PlayStation. Well, there you go. Scott Gamer Dude, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I appreciate the support, brother. And yes, you know what he's saying right there? He's got everything he needs. So therefore, he doesn't need anything else. What the hell else does he need? Like, you read that off. You read that laundry list of all that hardware he's got. He doesn't need nothing else.
Welcome to hell.
But there's going to be people out there who are going to, like, who are on the fence, or maybe they're not happy with the hardware they got right now, or maybe they want more, whatever. Right? So it's going to be that kind of thing that we're just going to have to see and see how it all goes down. But anyways, let me take a 2-second break here.
Welcome to hell.
And then we're going to talk about the PlayStation State of Play that's happening this Thursday. Speaking of which, we are going to be going live here on this very channel, 4:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 15 minutes before the showcase. We will be doing a live watch party right here on the channel, ladies and gentlemen. No fluff, no whatever. We're going to be doing this live. We're going to be having a great time, and we're going to be doing it.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be doing it. We're going to be doing it live here on the channel, 4:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Thursday. Come here to this channel. We will be doing a live reaction to the Sony State of Play, and then directly after the show, we will have an after show, and we will discuss what we saw and what we're excited that's coming up for the next year or so, and whatever else. We'll take it from there. So, yeah. It'll be very, very good. So I'm all for it, man. So now, before I go take a 2-second bathroom break, okay, because listen, man, when you're doing a solo show, listen, man, I don't know how the hell these guys do it. Like, I see Reforged sitting there. He must have a hose attached to him because the man doesn't stand up for 5 hours.
Welcome to hell.
Mind you, I drink a crap ton of water. But, like, I've been on here for, like, 2 hours now, and I'm like, I gotta piss like a racehorse right now. And I'm like, Reforged sits there from, like, 9 a.m. to, like, 2 p.m. The man doesn't move. It's unbelievable. I don't know where he gets it from. Like I said, he must have a hose attached to him. He just pees in the hose into a bucket on the side. I don't know. I don't get it. But before we go on that, we have to do something, folks. We're going to light this shit up right now. You know why? Because Scott Gamer Dude comes in and drops a 10 bomb! Let's go! Scott Gamer Dude, you are out of control, my friend. Unbelievable. Let's go. Let's go.
But the cream will rise to the top.
Hey, yeah, Scott Gamer Dude is the cream of the crop. Unbelievable. Scott Gamer Dude drops a 10 gifted members. Unreal, dude. Thank you so much, Scott Gamer Dude. Not only for the super chat, but also for the 10 gifted members. Absolutely incredible. And for all you new members out there, as is tradition, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
There you go. Welcome to hell, you maggots.
Get in there and fight, maggot!
I see all your beautiful names there.
Maggot!
Now listen, Great Wah is going to drop in something. He goes, Great Wah says, thank you for the members. Thank you for the members. Great Wah, drop that link in there for that Discord. We have a channel members Discord, which is absolutely amazing. Such a great time. And so many people in there. I know I just shit all over Discord for the first hour and 10 minutes of the show. But for the time being, and maybe forever, I don't know. Maybe we'll make it a... I know this is going to sound funny, but maybe it'll actually be rated as a teen channel, because it's not like anybody like puts dick pics on there or something like, hey man, check this out. Like, no one does some stupid shit like that. Like, it's fairly tame. We might have a couple of F words and stuff here and there or whatever, but if we can keep it like, that's another thing, mate. If we can keep it like maybe teen rated in there, then no one has to give their ID. Right? So that's something we're going to have to talk about. So we'll talk about that next Wednesday, and we'll have a discussion about it. But for now, Great Waz dropped the Discord in there so you could join the channel members only Discord. What a great time. And guys, new members, pay attention. Later this week, probably Friday, I'm going to be dropping a special Valentine's cooking show, which I'll be doing, and it's going to be dedicated to the ladies. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, to the ladies. It's going to be dedicated... All you gentlemen out there that want to cook for your ladies, I will give you the tools and the power needed to make you cook a wonderful meal for your woman and try and get you laid. Hey, man, I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best, trying to get you laid, all right? Let the Mag help you out. Oh, my God. I know. You know? So we're going to do that. I'm going to doing channel members obviously get first access to my cooking shows, and I will drop one Friday morning, okay? So Friday morning I will drop a cooking show, and channel members get access to it exclusively before Valentine's Day, before I unleash it to the public later on. So yes, so go join the Discord, go say hello to everybody, be part of the family, and make sure you thank Scott Gamer Dude for being such an incredibly generous human being and so supportive of this channel, man. Unbelievable. And Feet on Lands comes in, dropping it. Let's go! Feet on Lands becomes a magnificent maggot. Thank you so much for joining, my friend.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
There we go. Feet on Lands, welcome. Nick Marsai says, shout out to Reforge in his bladder capacity. Dude, I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it. Jimmy Neutron, I know, the hair. I don't know how he does it. He sits there for 5 hours. Like I can't watch all of his shows because they're long, right? And it's like throughout the day I got stuff going on and this and that. And like I'll tune in at like 9 o'clock. I watch for a little bit. And I'm like, all right, I'll catch the replay and see what he's talking about and this and that. And then all of a sudden I look back. It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The fucking guy's still in the air. He hasn't moved. He's still sitting in that chair. And I'm like, is he AI? He might be AI. I'm gonna ask him. I'm going to be doing a lot more collaborations in 2026 with a lot of people. He will be one of them. I will be doing stuff with everybody. And that's something that I know some people get pissed off about. They're like, Mag, why do you listen to this guy? Or why do you listen to this guy? I'm like, listen, man, you are allowed to listen to whoever you want to. I listen to literally everybody. And the reason why is if I love their material or they don't like the material, I want to hear what they have to say. Because what that does for me doing what I do on my platform, it gives me a better understanding of where like everybody sits. And then from there, I take all their information, positive, negative, or neutral. I take all that information and I absorb it all. And then I think about it and then I make my decisions as to how I feel about something, and I'm able to keep, like I said, a finger on the pulse of the community, so I see how everybody is. So when I do more collaborations in 2020, excuse me, I got the hiccups. I got more collaborations coming in 2026. I will be doing shows with all kinds of people, Xbox people, PlayStation people, neutral people, whatever. Big YouTubers, smaller YouTubers are going to be doing all kinds of stuff. 2026 is going to be a big year for networking and collaboration, so I'm really excited to do all that. And he will be one of them. So anyways, either way, let's take 5, not even. We're going to take a few minutes break here. I'm going to go pee. Hey, man, and then we're going to talk about, when I come back, we're into overtime, but we are going to talk about the state of play. And while I'm gone for a few minutes, I want you, you know what, the RPG. I always scream that all the time. Got to be Call of Duty. Toxics can be very close-minded. I still want to hear them. And even if I'm listening to someone who's like very toxic, right? If I listen to somebody who's very toxic, they might have 4 people in their chat, or they might have 100 people in the chat, or whatever. I still want to listen to them, and you know why? Because I want to hear what they're talking about. I want to hear if there's any merit whatsoever. So there are toxic people out there. You know what I mean? There's always going to be, good people, bad people, whatever. So we shall see. But anyways, let's take 5 or less. Don't go anywhere, all right? If I see those numbers go down, I'm going to be mightily pissed off. And then when we get back, I want you guys to think about and start writing in the chat the things that you want to see at the Sony State of Play, all right? So we'll be back shortly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. There we are. We're back. Oh, I forgot my water. Shit. Okay, I refilled my rainbow cup. Just so I could pee more later, you know what I mean? Make sure you drink lots of water. It's good for you. Yeah, and I'm constantly pissing. It's like nonstop. If I'm doing that, if I'm peeing nonstop, I might as well be drinking beer. But although after the weekend I just had, ain't no alcohol until Valentine's Day, okay, folks? This weekend was a slobber knocker, let me tell you. It's my sister-in-law's 50th birthday on Saturday. My brother had like 50 plus people at his house. DJ, lights, dancing, booze, food. It was wild. And then right after that, we get home at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And we went to my parents' house because they lived down the street from my brother. So my wife and I slept over there. And then for 4 hours. And then from there had to drive an hour back to my house, only to have another 16 people come to my house for a Super Bowl party. And the party went on again. Booze, food, partying. And just when you thought it was over, we're watching, like after the Super Bowl ended, we're sitting there watching TV. And we ended up just watching, I put on YouTube on the TV, and we ended up just watching all the, we always do this every year. We watch, like, all the older halftime shows and just watch them, like, one after another, and just keep the party going. Next thing you know, guess what? Also 3 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. And then I had to get up early to take the kids to school and all that stuff. Man, whew. I can tell you this, folks. On XNC last night, I was totally hungover. The first half hour of the show, I don't even think I even knew what the hell was going on. I was like just glazed. It was wild. But anyways, yeah, we're taking a break, okay? Then we'll have some vino and some lovely stuff on Saturday for Valentine's Day, and then finish off the night with a few beers and all that jazz. So either way. Now, before we get into the Sony State of Play stuff, as we round off the show tonight, we got Andy Hart coming in. There you go, buddy. A member for 4 months. Thank you so much, Andy Hart. Appreciate you being here, brother. He says, how are we, Mag? Just ordered Requiem. Nice. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Requiem is already ready to rock. I'll be playing it. Not this Friday, but next Friday I will be playing it. Can't wait to get my hands on that game. Oh, my God. It's going to be so good. We're going to have an extravaganza. I might even do like a Friday Night Live early that day. I'm not even really sure what's going on because I know I'm leaving town on the weekend. Oh, no, sorry. That's going to be the week after, so it's a couple of weeks. Never mind. We'll figure it all out. When it comes out, we're going to be doing it on the channel. We're going to be playing a lot of Resident Evil, so y'all better be prepared for that, so it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time, let me tell you. But either way. Thank you so much, Andy Hart, for being a member for 4 months. I appreciate you. And Grumpy Old Fart comes in. There he is. We haven't seen him in a minute, but he's here now. Grumpy Old Fart's in the house. There he is. I was just thinking about you. I'm like, where did Grumpy Old Fart go? He must be working tonight. And he says, MAGGCAST Extended Edition. We are going to build our own Discord with cocaine and... I know what you're trying to say, but I'll say it anyway. With cocaine and hookers. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. And Grumpy Old Fart says, by the way, Mag, Mike Hunt says hi. Oh, does he ever? Woo! Thank you so much, Grumpy Old Fart and Andy Hart. I appreciate you guys. That was a funny super chat, Grumpy Old Fart. I love that. Thank you so much. Matt Rush, let me tell you something. By the way, hello, Matt Rush. I didn't say hi to you earlier. Satius, how you doing? Noisy Mofo's in the house. Matt Rush, Resident Evils do not come out buggy. If there's one thing that they do well, is that Resident Evil games come out polished, ready to rock. I bet you that game went gold internally probably like 8 months ago, and they are so meticulous that I have yet to play a Resident Evil that's buggy out of the gate. So I'm not worried too much about it, Matt Rush. Not too worried about it. Not too worried. I'm not worried about it at all. So now, there's no early access for Requiem. There's no early access. However, we're going to get into this right now because we're going to talk about the state of play. And why don't we lead off with Resident Evil? So, what do you guys think it's going to be at the show? While I'm talking, okay, please put in the chat all the games that you think that they're going to show at the State of Play, and I will address them accordingly. But while I'm talking, put all that in there, and then we will discuss it. Now, that being the case, one thing that they are going to show at the show, I could think is almost 100%, if not 1,000% guaranteed, is they're going to do one last push for Resident Evil Requiem at the Sony State of Play. The reason why is because Sony has a marketing deal with them, smartly, as always, right? And that's always a big seller, right? And they know it's going to be a big game. So therefore, they're going to be doing that. Now, here's something that I think is going to happen. Hey, Street, how you doing, buddy? And he says he got his platinum on Resident Evil 7 earlier today. That's it, buddy. Bobby, Final Fantasy 16 is a wonderful game. I hope you enjoy it. The only problem I have with it is that the cutscenes are really long. Like, really long. It's ridiculous. But other than that, I really enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the story. Okay, so here's what we're going to talk about. This is what I'm thinking. Thank you, Grumpy Old Fart. He's just saying that he's always here. He says, love you all. We love you too, buddy. And by the way, speaking of which, Resident Evil Requiem that I will be playing on the channel to its completion, maybe even multiple runs. We'll see how it all goes. If people are still interested in watching it after I finish the game once. That was courtesy of Grumpy Old Fart, who actually gifted the game to the channel. So you have to thank him for doing that. So now, State of Play. They will be talking about Resident Evil. I can almost assure you, guaranteed that. Now, the other interesting thing is that in the past, if you look back and you look at some of the other State of Plays and stuff that they did, because Sony's had marketing deals in with them for several Resident Evils, is that usually 2 weeks before the launch of the game, Sony gets the first dibs on it, releases a demo for Resident Evil. And it usually happens around the 2-week mark before the game drops. So, I'm saying, not in an authoritative manner, I'm just saying my feeling is they're going to show Resident Evil at the State of Play on Thursday, and Friday the 13th, they will launch a demo for Resident Evil Requiem. What do you guys think? I think that's going to happen. They'll have first dibs on it, and then the week after, they'll release it for Xbox and PC. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. And Switch. But I think Sony will get the exclusive demo, which they have in the past. You guys remember that? They usually get the demo first, usually like a week before everybody else. And then they release it like the week after for all the other platforms that are also getting the game. So, yes. So my guess is that they will be doing that. All right? So we shall see. Mistro, you better find time. He says, Mistro in the chat, by the way, hello. And he says, I still haven't played any Resident Evil games, even though I own 2, 3, Remake, and 7. I can't find the time. What? You can't say that to me, Mistro. You got to get on it, man. You got to make time. You got to make time because they're so good. And if anybody checked out the channel last week, we had almost 800 people watch last week when I played through the entire DLC of Resident Evil Village, Shadows of Rose DLC, which is a prequel to, of course, Resident Evil Requiem. Not a direct prequel, but I mean, it takes place before the events of Resident Evil Requiem. So I played it to its completion last Friday. Took me about 3.5 hours or whatever it was, and played the entire DLC. It was wonderful. Yeah, I had a great time. So anyway, speaking of Resident Evil, yes. So I'm thinking that they're going to actually be dropping a demo for the game on the Friday, but it'll be announced on the Thursday at the State of Play for Resident Evil. So we shall see if that's going to happen. Now, another thing that I think that they may show, because they did say that it's going to be first party and third party, and it's also going to be well over an hour. So it's going to be a very long State of Play, so they're going to have a lot to show. Another one that I think they're going to be showing, I think almost guaranteed, is going to be the Marvel fighting game. Now, I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Tokon? Is it Token? Whatever. You know what I'm trying to say, right? Marvel Token or Tokon or whatever. Glinzer saying in this chat, Mistro, you're in for some greatness. Enjoy. Yeah, man. So I think they're going to be showing the Marvel thing as well. Marvel Tokon, I think, is going to have an appearance at the show. I don't know in what capacity, and I don't even know exactly when that game is coming out, but I think they will be showing that. I think more obviously they're going to be showing Saros. I think Saros gameplay is going to be in there. Because that's going to be their next big release. I mean, it's coming up in April, right? They delayed it out of March, moved into April. So my guess is that they're going to be showing it there in the final like gameplay reveal, whatever. That's it. And then they'll be like, okay, this is it because this is our new big game coming up in April. We all know that Returnal did very well. Not a game for me. I couldn't get into it. I really tried. I tried a couple times too. I tried like 2 or 3 times to get into it, and I just couldn't do it. But that's fine. Not like I said, not every game can connect with everybody. That's just the way it is, right? It's just like anything else. You can have a song on the radio. You can have whatever, a sport. You can go to a museum and look at a painting. Some people think the painting's amazing. Some people be like, I don't get it. Whatever. You know what I mean? So it's all subjective because it is an art form at the end of the day. So I didn't connect with Returnal, but Returnal also did very well for them. So that being the case, they're going to put a lot of showcase on Saros. That's definitely going to be there. Now the other thing is, there's a lot of talk about this Wolverine stuff. Now, we all know that Wolverine is going to come out somewhere between, my guess is September, but they did give a window. The window that's supposed to be, projected is between July and September, right? I don't think they're going to launch it in the summer because summer's kind of it's an iffy time. A lot of people go on vacation, they're doing stuff. A lot of people are outdoors because it's not so cold out. It's, especially in cold weather countries, and it's beautiful out or whatever. Canada, by the way, I know a lot of people have this idea, the stereotypical idea about Canada, but let me tell you something. It gets hot as hell up here in the summer, and I mean brutally hot. Last summer, we were having days for our American friends. We're going to go to Fahrenheit. Like there were days where it was 115 to 120 degrees on some days with the humidity. It's hot up here. So people are outside doing stuff. You know what I mean? So not a lot of people are indoors gaming and doing all that shit. So I think they're going to do another state of play where they do like a deep dive expose. You know, they do like for like Ghost of Yotei, like a half-hour show or whatever, and they really dive deep into like Wolverine. They'll do that later on. But what I think they may do is they will show, I think that they will show a teaser about Wolverine and saying, stay tuned, coming up early summer, we will have a full reveal and whatever for Wolverine. But there may be a possibility. Now, I've heard some people talk about this. I know Destin Legary talked about it as well. He said he thinks there might be, he's not saying for sure, he goes, they might even drop a release date for Wolverine. Now that we have confirmation about GTA 6, now these companies can start saying, this is the date we're coming out with, because now they have it, GTA 6 is locked in for November 19th. So now they can start releasing their release dates. Microsoft will do the same at the Summer Games Fest. They will talk about Gears of War. They will talk about Modern Warfare 4. You know what I mean? Like, they'll be able to actually give, Fable is another one. They will be able to lock in their release dates because now GTA is confirmed to come out November 19th. So there's that. So I would expect that Wolverine might get a release date on Thursday, and then say, stay tuned later this year. Later in the summer, we will be doing a full breakdown and whatever, and a state of play. Directly related and dedicated to Wolverine. So I think we'll just see a snippet about it, maybe another little teaser trailer, and then the release date, and then show that. These are just, again, predictions. The other big one, of course, we can't forget about the giant elephant in the room, Marathon. I think the Marathon is going to have a huge focus on the show and a huge push because Marathon's coming out very soon. I believe it's coming out in March. So that being the case, we got that. So Wolverine. So Marathon is going to be another big showing there. So those are the obvious ones. Now we're going to look at the other one. Is what else we got to look at? Tomb Raider. What's it called? Legacy of Atlantis. Sorry, excuse me. I couldn't remember the name. Legacy of Atlantis is going to be another one. That's going to be one that's going to be at the showcase as well, I think, because they have a deal with them as well, and they already showed it once. So I think that we're going to find that out too. I don't know how much they're going to talk about it, but, Now, there are rumors out there that there's going to be the release date reveal for Marvel's 1943 Rise of Hydra. I think this is false. I do not think that we will see that. I don't think that we're going to hear about 1943 until the summer, and I think that that's something that'll be shown at Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest. That's my guess. If I'm wrong, I'd be happy to be wrong and be able to sit there and watch a great, maybe even a gameplay trailer for 1943. But I think at this point, I think we know that I don't think anything else major is going to come out this year because the fall is already pretty packed, and that's going to be even more demand on the wallet, and it's actually probably going to hurt them in the long run because there's too many games out there coming out in the fall already. It's already packed solid, and I would probably say from December and on is the closest you're going to get for other games that haven't been announced with the release date. But I don't think we're going to see that 1943. I think that rumor is false. Not false, but I just don't think it's going to happen. The other one, which actually does make sense, we may see a little bit more about it. I think we're going to see 007 First Light. Now, 007 First Light is, again, a third-party game. However, once again, they have a marketing deal with Sony. So, therefore, I think we're going to see more about First Light 007 at the show. That'll be something that certainly will be looked into because they also delayed that game into the end of May. And I think around the same time as 007 is also when Lego Batman Legacy The Dark Knight drops. So that's going to be a very busy end of the month for May, on top of the fact that there's also, or is it June? I can't remember. But either way, we also got Forza Horizon 6 coming out for Xbox and PC around the same time. So May and into June is going to be a very busy time for gaming. And then, of course, there's the rumor that Halo is going to be coming out in the summer, which I had already heard about, that it might be dropping in June. Whew. That's right. Crimson Desert's there too, man. Holy. Hey, Harry Ballsack. How you doing, buddy? So, yeah, so I would expect to see 007. These are all the obvious choices. Back to Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis. Again, they have the marketing deal. That's another third-party game, which they did say they will be focusing on. I think there will also be a release date for Tomb Raider. And hopefully it's sooner rather than later. I'd love to play that like in the summer. That'd be a great summer game. But we shall see. We shall see what happens with that. But I think that they'll talk about that. Now, the other outliers, there's a couple out there that people are talking about. Like, for example, there's all these rumors going around about what Cory Barlog is working on. The new Sony Santa Monica game may be revealed. I have no information on that. I have no inside knowledge of that. But it would be exciting to see. Would you guys be happy to see that? Because I would be. I would certainly love to see what Sony Santa Monica has been working on, because their last effort was, of course, God of War. Well, yeah. I mean, would it be God of War, right? Was that their last one? It might be. So therefore, it's been a while. So I mean, like, you know, now would be the time, like, to even just to tease it and saying, you know, coming 2027 or something like that, or more on this later, just like some kind of reveal of that situation. I think that'd be too. Matt Rush is saying he heard that as well. Yeah. So we might see what Cory Barlog and Sony Santa Monica be working on. That'd be exciting. Harry Ballsack, we will not be hearing about Fallout 3 remake, and certainly not the state of play. Xbox will be announcing that. And from my understanding and Colt's understanding, it ain't coming out till 2027. It'll be a while. Or maybe even the end of the year. Maybe in the fall for the 25th anniversary of Xbox. I don't know. Mohammed is thinking Wolverine X October is your guess. I think they go September and avoid it. You know why? Because I think they're going to be pushing Call of Duty back. Right? So I think they're going to be pushing Call of Duty back because of Grand Theft Auto. I don't think they want to release Call of Duty in November as they typically do when you've got Grand Theft Auto sitting there at November 19th. You don't want Call of Duty anywhere near that unless you're trying to bury your game, which, of course, Microsoft does not want to happen because Black Ops 7 did not perform up to their standards, and certainly did not hit the way that they wanted it to. DJ Marshman is saying excited to see all the new China Hero stuff. Yeah, so there's that too. So they're going to show some of the China Hero project they've been working on with the collaborations with the Chinese developers. There's also going to be some indie stuff there sprinkled throughout, like salt on a steak. Sprinkle some of that stuff on there. That'll be in there as well. But yeah, I would expect, maybe there's a possibility we can hear about that from Cory Barlog. Now, speaking of Sony Santa Monica, I would think that there's also the talk that we could hear about that new 2.5D God of War game. That is another one that could be talked about at the show. Not 100% certain, but I mean, it's a possibility. Something they could show and say, hey, this is what we got coming up in the next year or so. I don't know. So maybe that 2.5D God of War game. So there's that. I have no information on that. I know there's talks about that. Now I know that there's there's going to be something to deal with Egypt. I know that for sure because I've already shown you guys here some exclusive stuff. I showed you Kratos' new weapon from that game and some concept art, which I showed you here on this channel. But that was like earlier in the year. The Sony event is this Thursday, Scott Gamer Dude, at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will be live streaming that right here on the channel with live reactions. So we will be doing a watch party right here, just like we did with the Nintendo Direct. We'll be doing that here, and then directly after the show, we will do our sort of breakdown and our final thoughts of what we thought about all that, right? So, yeah. So now there's this possibility at this. It's okay, Scott Gamer Dude. We'll have to catch it later, I guess. You'll be at work. So so there could be that Sony Santa Monica, the God of War 2.5D thing. Yeah, we'll see about that. Lunchi Sky saying, I keep hearing something about an old first-party game coming back. I wonder what could it be. I have no idea, brother. I have no idea. I have no idea. But we're going to have to wait and see. So there's that. Oh, you're Pacific time. Okay. Okay, so that would be 2 p.m. for you. Now, the other thing is, there's a lot of buzz, and this is the last one. This is the last one that I can think of that might be at the show, is there's a lot of buzz around Devil May Cry 6. Devil May Cry 6. It's a possibility it may be coming as well to this show. It's a possibility. Don't know anything about it. Siphon Filter. Yeah, hey, you never know. They were working on Siphon Filter. I don't know what happened with it, and I haven't heard about it in a long time, but I did hear that it was coming. Skulls Gaming is saying, why get a Steam machine this year if you can't play GTA 6 on it? Those are my thoughts. Not a bad thought. Not a bad thought. I'm thinking that if you don't have anything that you're able to access, I mean, if you already have something, like if you already have an Xbox or a PlayStation now, then you have nothing to worry about. And you'll be like, oh, I want this thing anyway, then that's fine. But if you don't have access, for example, to GTA 6, then I would think that the Steam machine would actually be a bad buy for you because you wouldn't be able to access it. So yeah, you're not wrong, Skulls Gaming. You're not wrong at all. Andy Hart comes in and drops a £2 super chat. That's British proper money, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you much, Andy Hart. Your support for the channel is always legendary, my friend. And he said, did you ever play Revelations 1 and 2? Of course I did, dude. It's Resident Evil. There's only one series that beats every series. Doesn't matter what you think, and doesn't matter. I'll tell you right now, you're all wrong because it's Resident Evil. Resident Evil. The number one game, the number one series of all time.
I have felt it.
That's right. The cream of the crop, baby.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
That's right. Resident Evil is the cream of the crop. But we can do it again. Why not?
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
That's right. Cream always rises to the top, and Resident Evil is always on top. That's my feeling anyway. But yes, Andy Hart, thank you for the super chat. And of course, yes, of course I play. Of course I played Revelations 1 and 2. They weren't the greatest, but I mean, I still played them anyway, and I enjoyed them anyway. And they're wonderful. Because why? Because I'm a Resident Evil stan. I can't stop myself. I'm an addict. And when I started playing Shadows of Rose, I'm like, oh my god, I just want to dump all the games I'm playing and just go back and start playing the Resident Evil remakes again. They're that good. They're that good. I would do it. But anyways. We got Glinzer coming in. Look at this guy. Glinzer drops a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Glinzer. Appreciate you, brother. And he says, Ghosts and Goblins, Bionic Commando, Mega Man, Breath of Fire, Street Fighter, Dino Crisis, Devil May Cry, Onimusha, Dead Rising, Monster Hunter, Resident Evil. Is Capcom the best video game maker ever? I think they might be. They might be up there, buddy. They might be up there. Glinzer, Capcom is amazing, brother. They are amazing, and they have such an incredible IP and such an incredible history, and what a pedigree of games. And the fact that they were almost bankrupt after Resident Evil 6 because it really didn't do all that great, and for other reasons as well. Then all of a sudden they regrouped, they refocused, came back strong, and released Resident Evil 7 and have been on top of the world ever since. It's hard to top them, man. They are absolutely incredible. They are absolutely incredible. Thank you very much, Glinzer. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Yes, it's Scott Gamer Dude comes in and says, he goes, so you're liking Pragmata? Yes. Okay, so I downloaded it for the PS5, and I downloaded it for the Switch 2, and I wanted to test them out. I haven't tried it out on Xbox because I'm actually curious. Now that I downloaded it on the Switch 2, I'm going to download it not on the Series X. I'm going to download it on my Series S, and I want to compare performances with the Switch 2 and the Series S, and I want to see how they play out. So I'm going to try it. So I've already played the demo twice to completion in both systems, and you know what? I got to tell you, I actually enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed the game. I may not buy it day one, but I might buy it on a sale later on down the road because we got so many games coming up that we're going to be playing that I may not have time to play it. So it'd be one of those things where I spend all this money to buy it and then I don't play it right away. So you know what I mean? I might as well just wait until I have some more free time, and then by then I could probably get it for 40% off or something like that. You know what I mean? Get a deal on it, and I'll definitely play it. But I really enjoyed Pragmata. I enjoyed it very much. Now, the only thing I had a problem with is the hacking thing. It's like every time an enemy or a robot comes at you and you got the little, the girl android on your back or whatever, and then she hacks them. So every time you're about to face off an enemy, you gotta do this fucking left, right, down, and then you gotta hack them, and then you could shoot them. And then another guy next to him, then you gotta go in, you gotta hack him, and then you gotta shoot him. It's not as egregious as it looked when I saw the gameplay reveal, but it's still annoying. Every time, they should have it in a way that you hack the room, so to speak. You know what I mean? If you got 3-4 enemies hanging around, I think if you did one hack and then you could just start shooting everybody, that would be a lot less tedious than having to hack every single friggin' robot in the room. It's a little annoying. I think it's a little bit overkill. If they just fixed that, I think they got a stellar game on their hands. But I mean, so far from what I played, it was really great. I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it very much so. So yes, so Pragmata is now on the radar. I really like the idea of it. Grandpa Barbecue saying state of play an hour and 2 minutes. So question, are they going to spend longer on each game rather than having a lot more? Maybe, I would imagine. So I don't know. I really don't know how this is all going to play out at the end of the day, man. I don't know how this is all going to play out, brother. We shall find out. I don't know. We'll see. Matt Collin is saying Capcom is the best too. Yeah, there you go. Great. So anyways, those are my thoughts about what's coming up for the State of Play. We shall see what actually happens. And like I said, did he forget Mega Man? I didn't. Did they actually say? No. He said Mega Man in the thing. So anyway, we shall see what's going to happen and all that. Daniel McCarthy, good point, dude. Good point. He said that might be locked behind progression or something. Not a bad idea. It'll get to the point where it'd be like, listen, you upgrade the Android and you upgrade yourself, where it auto hacks or something at some point when you reach certain levels. Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Uh-oh. We have him himself. With one of the funniest names. I think he got offended when I did a live stream when I made fun of his name, but I'm going to make fun of it again. We've got Daniel Manlick. Just in time for Valentine's Day. Funniest name, dude. He's like, don't make fun of my fucking name. And I'm like, I'm going to make fun of your name more. Because you told me not to. That's what I do. I drive my wife crazy with that shit.
Your fucking warrant don't ever go over my fucking head again. You motherfucker, you.
Yeah. Daniel Manlick, thank you for joining the channel. And he says, I'm ready for the Magnus. All right, you're ready for the Magnus. Great. The OA, you brought up a good point. There was one last thing I was going to talk about that wasn't game-related. Yes, I do believe that Sony will talk about the PSSR 2 and all of the advantages and that will have with the system, and of course all the performance upgrades to the games that will come with that. That is actually going to be an important part of the show, I believe, and they will showcase a lot of stuff running with the PSSR 2. They'll be like, oh, by the way, now this is 120 FPS at 4K or whatever. Like, for example, Resident Evil Requiem on the PS5 Pro specifically, the PS5 Pro, you could play at 120 FPS at 4K for a console that's almost unprecedented for a game like Resident Evil. You might get that at a shooter, right? Like even the Series X and the base PS5. I think you can do that with like a shooter like Call of Duty or something like that. Maybe. I'm not even sure. I haven't even looked into those specs yet. But I know the PSSR 2, I think they're going to show that, and they're going to show what it can do and the upgrades and the performance upgrades on older games, and of course games coming up, and all the different tech specs that come with that. But we will sit down and see that. But yes, I think PSSR 2 will absolutely make an appearance there as well, apart from the game reveals, right? That'll be the hardware reveal that they'll show this year. So yes, you're absolutely right, OA. Andy Hart comes in and drops another £5 super chat. Look at this guy. And that's British proper money, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Andy Hart, once again for all the support, brother. I appreciate it, man. And he says, I wasn't sure about Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, to be honest, when I saw the trailer. Was it a new development team? Because very different and maybe the best. You know what? I know this sounds like a bit of a hot take for a lot of people, but I'm telling you this. Resident Evil 7, to me, is my favorite Resident Evil game of all time. Now, I'm not diminishing the other ones. I'm just saying I think Resident Evil 7 is the best in the series overall. It had the best scare factors. It had the best location. One of the best locations. I loved that game. It was terrifying. It was atmospheric. It was just a perfect game. To me, it's a perfect game. It's like one of those rare occasions where I can't find a single fault with Resident Evil 7. It's like you could sit there and you could pick apart games, say, man, this game is a 9 out of 10 or it's a 9.5 out of 10. But there's always that one thing that kind of pisses you off a little bit, right? That game has literally no flaws. None. I have played through that game several times. I've played it on Xbox. I played it on PlayStation multiple times on both consoles. Okay? And I can tell you this. I still, and I'm by the way, and I'm going to play it again on the Switch too, because I'm buying that Legacy Edition of Resident Evil Requiem, where it comes for 120 Canadian dollars. You get Resident Evil 7 Biohazard Gold Edition with all the DLC. And by the way, the DLCs in Resident Evil are meaty and delicious. Let me tell you, they're great. Anyway, the Legacy Edition comes with Resident Evil 7 Biohazard Gold Edition, Resident Evil Village Gold Edition with all DLCs as well, both with all DLCs, and it comes with Resident Evil Requiem. So I will play through all of those games yet again, and I still to this day, Andy Hart, I still to this day have to say that Resident Evil 7 is a flawless video game. It's a flawless video game. Magnum!
Yeah!
Why do you say this to me? When you know I will kill you for it.
Magnum, name a better one. Listen, I'm not saying they're not. Hey, Ocelot, how you doing, bud? Daniel Manlick says, I didn't choose my name, bro. Back off and be respectful. Hey, I'm being respectful. Still making fun of it anyway. Cybercunter, hey, how you doing, buddy? He says, I'm playing Romeo Was a Dead Man. Yeah, I heard a lot of people talking about that game. Let me know what you guys think about it. Yes, Daniel Manlick, I think so. He goes, do you think we'll finally get PC quality fidelity on next-gen consoles? Absolutely. But let me tell you this, though, Daniel. It's going to come at a price. Literally. It's going to come at a price, literally. It's going to, the next-gen consoles are going to be very expensive. Destructo, how you doing? He's asking a pretty big spoiler here. He says, Mag, real talk, will Steve Rogers die in Doomsday? There's going to be a lot of people dying in Doomsday. I know that for sure. I know as a fact. There's a lot of people going to die in Doomsday. Some people are going to be presumed dead and return for Secret Wars. That's fairly obvious. I don't think that Steve Rogers is on the list of the dead people. And the reason why has been his story is a little muddy in there. I haven't heard too much. Like, I know people who've actually were there at the shoot. I know people who've read the script. I know people who helped doctor the script. That's why I know all the information about Doomsday. Not all of it, but I know like a lot of it. And we're going to know more that's coming up. I can tell you this, and I won't spoil this for anybody, but I'll tell you this. The opening scene of Doomsday is going to be fucking epic. And I mean epic.
Lottie frickin'
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a hell of a shocking opening to that film. I will tell you that much. And Andy Hart, this guy's out of control. Someone put him in a straitjacket. He's totally wild. Andy Hart drops another £5 super chat. Thank you so much, brother. British proper money, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you so much, Andy Hart. My goodness. You were on fire tonight. He says Sony, for £5, he says Sony still haven't released Biohazard for PSVR 2. Strange because it sold well. Original PSVR. Any idea, Meg? Okay, hold on a second. Andy Hart, so are you telling me that Resident Evil 7, which was playable on the PSVR, is not available on the PSVR 2? Don't super chat that. Just write it in the chat. Let me know. Hey, Rambo, how you doing, bud? Dallas LeBeau. What's up, buddy? How you doing? I hope I didn't miss anybody in the chat, man. I try to catch everybody, but you know, it's hard, man. It's hard. I try my goddamnedest. And sometimes it might even take me an hour to see your name, and all of a sudden I'm like, hey! And I realize, and look at this, we got Anonymous. I love that name too, it's so funny. He goes, maybe an upgrade that comes later, like how the demo has that upgrade you could pick up and hold one more healing item. Yes! Yes, Anonymous. He was talking about Pragmata, I would imagine. And so yes, that may be something that they actually address in the upgrades. I think that would be great. Because as it stands, when you're playing the demo, go ahead and play the demo now, guys. It only takes about 30 minutes. Like, it's a 30-minute demo. It's very short. So you could download it now. If you got Xbox, you got Switch, or you got PlayStation, or PC, you could download the Pragmata demo. It only takes like 3 minutes, 4 minutes to download. And then you just play through it and let me know what you guys think about it. We can even talk about it next week, or we can talk about it this Thursday. We'll talk about it this Thursday before we start the State of Play show. Okay, so Andy Hart is confirming that, yes, it never came to PSVR 2. That is a huge Sony L.
Yeah!
What? Why the fuck would they do that, dude? Like, that makes no sense. I mean, I'm sure it's not... I don't know. I don't understand how, like, PSVR games don't translate to PSVR 2. That's so stupid. So yeah, Andy Hart, that's really ridiculous. I don't even know if they have plans to do that in the future. I mean, have you guys heard about any PSVR 2 talk lately? It just seems like it kind of like died. Like it just kind of died on impact. Like nobody talks about it at all. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty shit either way. That's pretty shit. I'd be pissed off because... Well, you know what the thing is? Like, my neighbor has a PSVR 2 who he never uses it. Like, he literally never uses the thing. It just sits on the thing. He got a really, really good deal on it because he works in a factory and they had some, like, open boxes and they were just kind of selling them off to, like, the staff for, like, $200 Canadian, which is like ridiculous. I mean, that's like $140 American for like a PSVR 2. And they just had some open boxes that were maybe damaged boxes. I can't remember how it all went down. And they were just like, yeah, listen, staff, you guys want these couple $100. And it was basically just to cover their base costs or whatever from the warehouse. And so he got one for like $200. And he never uses it. So I'm going to borrow it from him actually this week. I'm going to actually borrow it from him. But that really pisses me off that Resident Evil 7 isn't there. Grandma Barbecue saying there are good VR2 games coming out at the moment. Yeah. Hey, listen, man. There may be. The problem is I just don't hear about them. Nick Marseille, have you tried RE8 and 4 remake on the PSVR 2? I have not. And that's what I'm going to do because I already own the games. And so the beauty is once you own the games, you automatically get the PSVR version, right? Or PSVR 2 version. So, yeah. Magnum, give him time, man. He might do one of those videos. Spare Eyebrows, I would love to play it. I want to see I mean, if I have to face like Lady Dimitrescu, like in VR, where she's like 8 or 9 feet tall, and she's standing above me with that, oh my god, with that tight dress on, I mean, I might just play the PSVR 2 with no clothes on. I might just play it naked. I might do it. I might just have to play it naked because, I mean, I got Lady Dimitrescu there. And then my wife walks in the room. She's like, what the fuck is going on in here? I'm like, honey, get out. I told you not to bother me when I'm doing research. You know? Yeah, I'm going to have, RE8 in VR is insane. Yeah, I got to do it, man. I got to do it. And I want to play Resident Evil 4 as well in VR. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to actually, Nick, you're saying they're brilliant. Yeah. Colin Prime, you take that shit back?
Yeah!
Are you out of your mind?
Why do you say this to me? When you know I will kill you for it.
Colin Prime, you got to take that back. Moderators, ban him for 90 seconds. Oh my god. Dude, there's something about her, man. I just want her to step on my neck with her high heel boots on. Anyways, in regards to PSVR 2, I would imagine we're probably going to get maybe no announcements for the PSVR 2 at the show. I don't think they're pretty much focused on it. Grandpa Barbecue's saying there's some good games coming out for it, which is wonderful. And they got the support there, but it doesn't seem like they spend a lot of time sort of advertising it. At least I don't see it. Maybe you guys see it, but I just don't. Oh, Colin Prime, stop that. He says, no, I just have taste. Nonsense. She's beautiful. Even when she gets ugly, you know when she gets mad? Like, she gets mad and you see, like, the vampire come out of her. Like, her eyes change and her teeth change and stuff. I'd be like, yo, I'm still doing you. I mean, doing, you know. You know what I mean. We're still doing this. Get as mad as you want. You can let your fangs come out and everything. I don't care. This thing is happening. Otacon is saying it's extremely niche. Yeah, yeah, I think so. But I'm saying, like, even from like an advertising perspective, it just don't see. Yeah, there it goes. He goes, they don't advertise well at all. That's what Grandpa Barbecue's saying. Okay, so they don't. Okay, because I haven't seen anything about it. I figured they would do something. You know. I think a lot of it had to do with the price when it came out. Because when it came out, you got to understand, it also came out around the same time that Meta 3 came out. And Meta 3 was better priced, right? You can get the cheaper model for less than what a PSVR 2 costs. So a lot of people got the Meta 3 plus wireless, right? You don't have to be tethered to a console or anything else like that or whatever. Glinzer 100% I'd be using Lady D the entire time with those giant claws. I could just picture her with those giant claws just scratching down my back ever so gently. Oh, God. She's so hot. Anyways, whatever. Yeah, it came out. PSVR 2 came around the same time as Meta 3. Meta 3 is completely wireless, not more powerful than PSVR 2, but I'm saying it was a more powerful machine than the Meta 2. The Meta 3 was. Smaller, more compact, lighter. You could take it anywhere, you know what I mean? PSVR 2 you can't take it anywhere. You have to play it in the same room as your PlayStation 5. And you got a wire. I mean, it's a single wire, but it's still there. You know what I mean? It's still a small situation, and it was more expensive. So that being the case, I understand why. You know. But either way, what I'm going to do is at some point this week, I'm going to go to my neighbor, and I'm just going to borrow it for like a couple days. I want to give it a shot. I specifically want to try the Resident Evil games in VR. Especially those ones, because the fidelity is so much better. I mean, it looks like even the VR versions look like the PS5 and Xbox Series versions of the games, right? So I'm all in, dude. I want to do that 100%. So I don't know. We'll see how that all goes. Yeah, MetaQuest 3 is very good. Yeah, 78. I've got, what's it called? I got the MetaQuest 3 with the Batman game. What is it? The Batman Arkham, whatever the frig it's called. It's great. Being Batman in there, like, you know, zip line, doing like your grapple hook and all that stuff and jumping off of things and beating the shit out of people and stuff. It's awesome. Daniel's saying, Mag, you should play Half Sword. I'll check it out. Half Sword. Hold on, I'm going to write that down so I don't forget it. Half Sword. All right, I'll check it out. Half Sword, eh? All right. Yeah, I think, no, it is a very good, very good, oh, it's PC VR headset. PSVR 2 can also be used for PC. Oh, very interesting. Arkham Shadow, thank you very much, 78. Yeah, 78. Thank you for that. Arkham Shadow, great game. I'm about I'm about a quarter through the game. My son already played it through twice. He loved it. He loved it. It's on PC. Oh, cool. All right, there you go. All right, I'll check it out. I mean, I have a PC. Listen, man, spare eyebrows. I will not shit myself in VR Resident Evil. You know why? Because I own Resident Evil. I am Resident Evil. Resident Evil should be afraid of me. When they see the mag show up, they should run, not come and attack me. They're like, oh shit, this guy's here. He's been playing Resident Evil for 30 years. Everybody run in the other direction. By the way, one thing I'm going to actually leave. Yeah, it's full. Yeah, Glinzer, you get something there. He says after Mag sees Lady D, it's full sword. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bloody frickin' da!
Absolutely amazing. Yeah. So, there's one more thing I'm going to leave you guys with before I sign off for tonight. As we approach the 3-hour mark. Unbelievable. There are rumors abound that, there was Code Veronica was being discussed as the game that they're working on next for the remake. There's also Resident Evil 0, the one that takes place on the train, that they're remaking as well at some point. And then the lady who actually played the character, Shiva, from Resident Evil 5, the one that takes place in Africa, she's been hinting that we're going to be getting some news in 2026 for the 30th anniversary of Resident Evil, ladies and gentlemen. So there is a distinct possibility that indeed, maybe with some like little changes here and there. Hey, Brandon, how you doing, bud? There might be some changes here and there because of, reasons we don't really have to get into. That they may actually be remaking Resident Evil 5 in some capacity. And then apparently there was something that showed up that a ratings, an ESRB, is that what we call it? ESRB rating or whatever, for Resident Evil 5 showed up in the Xbox store at some point. Some eagle-eyed person found it in the Xbox store, but it's not something that was pre-existing. It had a bunch of, it also had listed with it microtransactions and stuff that came with the game, which were not present in Resident Evil 5 before, which would lead people to believe that actually a remake of Resident Evil 5 is indeed coming with those little microtransactions that they've been adding with the games since Resident Evil 7, I think they started with those. Right? So when Resident Evil 5 came out, and even when the remaster came out, it was still not shown. It was still not available in those games. It came after the fact. So apparently it was spotted in the Xbox store, the ESRB rating for Resident Evil 5, with those microtransactions added in there, which has led people to believe that indeed a Resident Evil 5 remake is on the way, which I would be very excited for because I love Resident Evil 5. I love Resident Evil 5. Great game, great location, great story. I love the fact that it was co-op and done very, very well. I love Shiva as a character. She was great. I loved her weapons. Her bow and arrow was so badass. I thought that was a great game. Yeah, there's some people, whatever. Oh, it's racist and this and that because, it shows Africans wearing grass skirts and throwing spears. Okay. It's a Japanese game, man. And people say, well, it's a long time ago. Well, it is what it is. What are you going to do about it now? You know what I mean? I think that if they're going to do a remake, just change the zombies. That's it. Just put them in regular clothes. If you're doing a remake, then just have the zombies in like jeans and a ripped t-shirt or whatever because they're zombies, right? And they've been, wandering around and stuff like that. Just make them regular zombies. That's all. You can just do that. That's a pretty simple fix, right? And then no one's really going to bitch because you'd be like, okay, well, just regular zombies now. And it doesn't matter what the zombies are. You could be white, black, Chinese, this, that, whatever, Japanese. It doesn't matter. If you just change them to regular zombies and call it a day, then you won't have to hear about it. I don't know. That's the way I see it. It's a pretty easy fix, especially when you're remaking it from the ground up, right? If you're remaking it, that means that you're doing the 3D models of the characters all over again. And then, of course, they auto-generate a lot of the zombies anyhow, right? You make one zombie, you make two of them, you make a couple models, they auto-generate 3 or 4 different varieties of it, and you throw it in the game, call it a day, wash your hands, and now you're not going to have anybody complaining about it. So, there's that. So yeah, that would be a fix. That would be an idea. I mean, I'm sure they thought about it already, right? I mean, they're the multi-billion-dollar company, not me, but I'm sure they've already thought about how to fix that game so they don't have to, hear all the online discourse and all the stuff and people arguing and all that shit and this whatever. So it's best to just avoid it. Make them regular zombies. Just put them in clothes and all that kind of jazz and whatever. Den Solofly, how you doing? Mr. Santo, how are you? So apparently that's the word that's out. Then that news broke about 2 hours before we went live on the show. It wasn't spotted in the PlayStation store. It was spotted in the Xbox store with an ESRB rating for Resident Evil 5 with modern style microtransactions that they do. If anybody doesn't know what the Resident Evil style microtransactions are, you can go to the store and you could buy little upgrades for like $1.99. You could buy like a special coin that gives you an upgrade or whatever, or you can unlock a certain gun or unlimited ammo or whatever. And like they're little ones. They're not egregious and you clearly don't need them to finish the game. I've got platinums and 1,000 out of 1,000s on Xbox and PlayStation on the Resident Evil games, and I haven't had to buy anything. There was one where I did end up buying one because it gave me a better weapon, and I was having a little bit of trouble with, I think it was Resident Evil 4. It was hard, man. But either way, I did do one. And it was like $1.99. Like, it wasn't like something egregious or whatever. But anyways, those microtransactions showed up there in that ESRB rating as well. So that's a very interesting development. And like I said, the actress who played Shiva said that something special was coming up in 2026 in regards to Resident Evil 5. So we shall see what that all boils down to. So yeah, we shall see. Yeah, Masters of the Universe looked great, man. I'm going to go see that with my son. Man, for sure, man. Yes, I will be playing Reanimal this Friday with, anyways, we're going to end the show here, guys. But yes, I will give you a brief update. I'll probably drop another video tomorrow. I got some things I wanted to look into and talk about. And then Thursday, be back here, 4:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going to be doing a live watch party and reaction and post show reaction to the Sony State of Play. So if you have time or if you're around, come check that out. We'll be doing that Thursday 4:45 p.m. right here on this channel, the Mag Show. And then Friday for Friday Night Live for Friday the 13th, it'll be myself and Holly, that blue number. We will be co-streaming on her channel and my channel respectively. We will be doing that and we will be playing the launch day of Reanimal. So I hope everybody wants to tune into that because it's going to be amazing, man. It's going to be a great show on Friday as well. So we got a lot of great content coming up for the rest of the week. And also, don't forget, in the midst of all that, I will also be doing a cooking show, which will be available first to channel members. So even the existing channel members and all the new channel members we got tonight, you will get first dibs on watching my Valentine's Day cooking special. I will do all of that for all of you. So, AK Rock, how you doing, buddy? Boom Chow, thank you very much. He said, good show, Mag, with great takes. Yeah, with takes. Thank you. And I appreciate your monster super chat tonight, buddy. And the rest of you, all of your support, all your super chats, all your gifted members, everything else, or even just coming in here and hitting the like button. Even if you're lurking in the background, hit that like button. Help me out, man. Help make this thing bigger and better. We're trying to build an awesome community here, and we will continue to do so, and I will never stop. I'm going to be like the Juggernaut from X-Men. I'm going to be bashing through walls continuously. I'm never going to stop, and we're going to keep fighting to make this a great environment and place for and a community for all of us to be a part of and have a great time doing so, because that's what we're supposed to be doing, having a great time. So anyways, everybody, have yourself a wonderful night. Stay magnificent. Hey, Rock88, how are you? I didn't even say hi to you yet. Stay magnificent. I might drop a video tomorrow, but for sure, if you have time, 4:45 p.m. Eastern, come back here. We will doing a watch party for the Sony State of Play. We'll talk to y'all later. Love y'all. Have a good night.